Great place
She's
in
one of
D&D.
her. Oh, I thought we were doing something different. I'm off guard. Right.
Welcome, this is episode 46 of the Burning Staff, Advanced Dungeons and Dragons 2nd edition. I'm the Dungeon Master Ryan, these are your players, Tammy, David, Trevor and Peter. Let's play.
Hiya.
Hello.
Let's go.
Right.
So it's the early morning of how many days to court?
34 days to court.
Yay. And I knew that because I just remembered, because I just watched it.
If I remember correctly, we were
On your way to the
about
Weapon and
to
Armoursmith.
head off again, weren't we?
No, you're about to go to the Weapon and
I
Armoursmith
thought-
first. You have a few hours left in the morning. You're leaving at
Oh.
11 o'clock.
Yeah, I thought we were still in this town. I thought we were still in this town.
Yeah, you're still in town.
Oh.
You're in Drascamere. You arrived last night. You went to the church with the bodies. You had a drink and a meal there. Snaky Nook and Kiara slept outside the town. The rest of you slept at the Gilded Griffin, where Elise is also staying. And then in the morning, you've all gathered at the Gilded Griffin, which I did make a map for. You could maybe have a wee look at it if you want. Should we go have a wee look at my wee map that I made? Might as well, since we're leaving town. Might as well have a wee look at it.
Look, so we're leaving this town? No.
Yeah, you're
Well,
leaving
well,
today,
well-
but you've got a few hours.
Alright,
Just showing you a tavern map that I made in the morning.
So we're working later.
You're back on the road later.
Well, Elise is Mistress Elise is off selling her stuff, and I think we've got an appointment. We're going to go along to Battle Brothers because we've got some armor and stuff to sell, and I think Darrow believes that they make very good weapons there.
Right. So Battle Brothers is
Yeah.
the quite famous weapon and armour smith in town.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, the Gilded Griffin looks nice, but it's not that good a pub.
Well, I don't know. Elise is there, and we've been stuck underground for ages, and Kiara kind of maybe wants to go and have, like, nice lunch. Like, I kind of fancy doing shopping. We can't go on a sesh because we're working, and it's mid-morning. But
Yes.
we
yes.
could go, and because I'm going to be stuck in my travel clothes again, I'm going to be, so I'm going to say to you guys, when we're finished shopping, does anybody want to come with me for a nice lunch at the Gilded Griffin?
Well,
Depends when our mistress wants to set off, I suppose.
It would need to be a late
Oh, the
breakfast. You're
mistress
leaving before lunch. You're leaving like an hour before noon.
I don't want to leave.
well, I'm sorry. Our contract is with the mistress. No, but why not ask if the Gilded Griffin can do you lunch to go?
Because I
Kiara.
wanted to go and get dressed and show off my jewellery and have my hair nice and maybe just not have to be on the road or in the... I've been in these sewers for so long, like it feels like forever. And I slept out last night.
We had the whole day out in the open yesterday, mistress. I mean, it's a shame to kind of leave somewhere as kind of comfortable as the underground, but you know, I appreciate you like this kind of big open air thing.
I know, I do appreciate we have different feelings about it.
But as I understand it, when we get to the end of the journey, you know, it's court, and you're supposed to dress and wear all your jewellery then.
Oh, modestly though. I'm not going to court. It's at least it's on trial.
She's not on trial. She's a witness in the trial.
Eleonora.
Yeah, sorry, Eleonora, and she's not on trial. She's a witness, remember?
Yes, but it's a royal place, isn't it? There's kings, so there's court there as well.
Remember, the king is taking court. In the
Exactly.
Case. The king is judging the case.
So everybody would be sorry.
Snake Nook trying to convince me that I have to wait 34 days now to be dressed up is making me not want to leave this place even more.
Yeah.
I'll give in, but I'm just gonna say to you guys, like, can we please have like a normal nice night somewhere with like regular non adventurer people, please?
Well, you do have a horse. You could always have your lunch and then catch up with us.
Oh, well, don't, because
Well,
that would be my suggestion.
Would put her in danger.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
also, and because we're supposed to be working, you're right, my contract is with Elise, that I'm supposed to be travelling with her, and we are supposed to be doing this stuff.
Well,
But
your skills are vital to keeping her alive, mistress.
I just want to say it out loud that I feel like I deserve a nice night or a day, and I would like you guys to come with me. So we'll find somewhere good.
Well, why don't we ask Mistress Elise at the next town if we can stay there a day? Because I understand it, Darrow, we've got plenty of time to get to court at the moment, as long as we avoid all these kind of side missions that we seem to find.
I know, yeah, I'm with you on that.
We've got to find out how long she's staying. There's going to be a town where she'll want to stay more than one day, and that allows us to do it then.
You've got Rockholm coming up. Not Rockholm, sorry, Stonehaven coming up. In a few stops only. And it's like a 4-night, 3-day stop. Or whatever it is. 3-day, aye.
Good lord.
It's the last long stop on the road.
And that uses up a lot of our buffer.
That uses a few days. But that's your only long stop left. You've got that, and then you get to the Silver Hall.
Yes, so we can do it one night there.
Well, why don't you have a snack here, Kiara, before we kind of go over to Battle Brothers?
No, let's just go.
You could get a nice big breakfast.
No. She's
Kiara and I have already had breakfast.
Yeah. Wait, did we not have mushrooms for breakfast?
Yes, you're a wonderful cook.
Or did you fry up mushrooms at the camp?
After him telling me, well, I showed him the stars last night, didn't I?
Yeah,
well, they were
constellations.
I mean, some of them were a bit strange, but they're not true mushrooms. They kind of grow outside.
Well,
Keanu's knowledge is limited too.
Do you all meet back at the inn before you go to Battle Brothers anyway? Because you have to meet up somewhere.
Right,
okay. Just because I've pulled you onto a map and I've got it on screen, so I just wanted to show it off a little bit, just for a minute before you leave town, eh?
But Kiara's just packing up her tent and stuff, and as much as she loves and appreciates being above the ground and having got to sleep out and stuff, she's just thinking, oh my goodness, she's missing some nice gold finery and some fine wine and a nice plate.
There's a lord and a lady having breakfast when you're down there. When you're there in the morning, there's a lord, or like nobles anyway. Sorry, not necessarily a lord and lady, but nobles. What we look at nobles, a couple of commoners. The barman's a half orc. It's worth noting. There's obviously your group's there, and there's another group that seem to be Kingsguard. One of them seems to be dressed like an officer, and there's a bard / jester playing, doing tricks, doing juggling and stuff. It's quite busy. It's quite a busy place. So, but you're not stopping for long. But I just wanted to show off my little inn that I made today before the session. So.
Can I just hang around the door, because I just need to keep an eye on this kind of bear that's kind of sitting outside.
Oh, he's good though. He's a good boy.
Yeah, but we can't bring him into the inn, and it's not safe leaving him by himself in the street. I mean, he's a monster, and kind of, I can understand people getting upset at him sitting there by himself.
Oh, he's not a monster. You guys are just, you guys are dramatic. He's a dramatic. He's not a monster.
He's outside with his best pal, Darrow, look.
I know. But no, you're right. Let's go get this serious stuff done first. Like, Kiara's been underground too long.
You can never be underground too long, mistress, but I understand what you're saying. Cool. Let's go to Battle Brothers. We got things to sell and things to buy.
Can I let Trevor and Tammy and David talk about it for a moment while I take Peter into the other channel that I made? So you had a dream last night, much like you had a vision dream before. Last night you had another one, okay? So I want you to picture it in your dream sequence. You've got your father, Davin Greataxe's voice throughout. It's his voice. But you see, and let's say superimpose two images, right? Just right on top of each other. And you've got like the same image you saw before when you heard Baraktram first time in a vision dream. You see that kind of same image as before, like a skyline of a god that fills the whole skyline, you know, the head and shoulders, with the flowing robes and the flowing hair and the flowing beard. And then superimposed with that, you see an image of your home, and you see your father working at home, and you see him like fixing something in the kitchen. He's like fixing a table or something, and you hear your father's voice, although Yeah, you hear your father's voice, but it's Barakthrum's image. And then when your father turns around and you see his face, within his face, although it's his body, you see he has Barakthrum's face. So you see Barakthrum's face on your father, and you see Barakthrum's face in the back image, and they're superimposed on each other. And you hear in your father, Davin Greataxe's voice, "My son, I can feel you as you get nearer. Do not stray and do not delay. Your holy quest is not yet over. In fact, it has barely begun. It is almost time, my son, for you to fulfill your destiny. You must be ready, Darrow, for if not, the world will burn." And the image fades and you wake up from your dream. Right, folks, you've got your Dungeon Master and your Cleric back.
What were you doing?
Our party leader back, please.
We already had Eleonora.
Eleonora's the party Cleric, right enough. Darrow's party leader, he's bigger than that. The champion. So what's happening?
Okay. So, well, I'm suggesting to Darrow we head round to Battle Brothers and see if they're open. We've got some armour to sell.
Cool. Okay, well, unlike my pretty inn that we're getting to sit on for 10 minutes, I didn't make a map for Battle Brothers, so I'll just put us back on the town map, I suppose. Give me a sec.
Mm-hmm.
We have a town map. Easy enough to do that.
I thought we were getting to stay here longer.
Don't need to pull all your tokens out. So you head to Battle Brothers Weapon and Armour Smiths. Now, as you can read from the wiki that we have, Battle Brothers are Fargrim and Ogrim Battlehammer, and they are a master weaponsmith and master armour smith of quite some fame in the country of the Silver Isles, and they're a pair of dwarfs. So you head to their shop and you see it's 4 big buildings. They've got several men working in each with lots of forges and lots of shit going on. And the main shop, so this one, it's a shop where it has like a display of all the items that they sell, and you see loads of very nice weapons and armour. More than half of it would be great for somebody like you, Darrow. It's a lot of axes, warhammers, maces, morning stars, all the typical dwarven weapons, plus swords, loads of amazing swords, and armour like you've never seen. Big plates of full plate, field plate, full plate that's more than just full plate. You know it's something special. You've seen special things before, and these are some real special items in this store. And you see behind the counter 2 brothers arguing jovially, like having a laugh with it. So just some of the items of note were right, Draskamere, Battle Brothers.
Let's get this axe.
Some items of note were the Great Axe of Lightning, +2, which is on sale for 7,500 gold pieces. The darts +2, which are on sale for 500 gold pieces for 10 of them, and there's 10 darts of homing for 2,500. They're listed as darts of homing +3, 2,500. Obviously it doesn't say +3 on the shop item list in the shop, but they're identified magic items. These guys know how powerful they are, so you know what I mean, they advertise them as this strength. You've got medium shield +2 for 1,500 gold pieces. There's plate mail +2 for 7,500 gold pieces, and a plate mail of fear +1 of 2,500 gold pieces. And there's a little note under the plate mail of fear telling you all about it. So it has charges of fear, and upon uttering a command, you spend a charge and you radiate a 30-foot aura of fear. All creatures, etc., etc.
Kiara, can you ask them? Can they make darts that you can reuse?
Well, I think that's what these darts of homing are. Look at these ones.
Well, we'll ask. Because I mean, the problem with your darts, most of them you kind of throw and they kind of.
I lose them.
Up, yeah. Well, they're used up. They break.
So if you ask, one of the brothers would say, along the lines of, "Aye, lass, this is something special magic like that." Now I'll just tell you in DMG terms. So the darts of homing +3 appear to be normal projectiles, but are actually +3 magical weapons. If the dart hits the intended target, it will magically return to the thrower in the same round and can be reused. A dart inflicts a base 1d6 points of damage plus its magical bonus on a successful hit against any size creature. So it's 4 to 9 hit points total. A dart that misses its target loses its magical power, but I have that for all magical darts anyway, and arrows and bolts. and stones.
So wait, hold on. If it misses, it loses its power.
It loses its yeah, and also these weapons have twice the range of ordinary darts, 20, 40, 80.
Oh, that's really good, mistress.
So even if you miss, you can throw it twice as far without the penalty.
How much were they?
The darts at home in +3 are 2.5k.
2500.
Can you afford
They're
that?
nice. They're nice, but they're not. Like, they don't look special. Do they?
Well, the thing is, they're disguised to look like normal darts, but they've got, again, a little note written underneath them, and when you ask the guy, he'll tell you, aye lassie, these are something special. And he'll tell you the story about how, if you hit, it's a magic dart, and it does all this extra damage, and you've got this better chance to hit with it, but also, if you do hit it comes back to you, and you can use it again.
What about the axe? What's the language is that written, the information written in?
Okay. Well, I've not got it written, so it's a great axe of lightning, and I remember because I just actually made this. So it's a great axe of lightning +2, and on a hit it's got a 25% of doing 1d6 lightning damage.
Ooh.
So you roll a D percentile or a D1, 1d4 if you want, I suppose, because it's got 1 in 4 chance of doing 1d6 lightning damage on every hit.
This one looks good.
To you, it looks very good.
And then I look at the price.
Yes. Yeah. I might have had you in mind when I made that item. A wee bit.
You had taunting me in mind.
Taunting you in mind, it's very expensive.
How much is it?
7,500.
I'm a long way short.
Oh, yeah.
What have we got to sell? I go over to Sneaky Nook. How many magic weapons?
Well, why don't we sell off, see whether they'll give us a good price for the armour and stuff, boss?
Yeah.
I will start with those. But there's things like that Morning Star as well.
The Morning Star as well, yes, we can sell that, certainly.
Right.
Oh, well, while we're here, and we're having a little look about, does this guy seem like he would know anything about my ring?
Oh, so yeah, these guys don't identify magic items.
Okay.
Even magic weapons, they wouldn't be able to tell you what the enchantment on it is if you brought it into them. They're not enchanters, so they don't have identify spells.
Okay.
So no.
Okay.
Okay, so can we go through what we've got to sell and see whether it makes a hole in what's needed for that battle axe?
Okay. Well, there's a suit of plate mail, 4 suits of chain.
Is this mundane, sorry, David? Or
This is all mundane stuff at the moment. Suit of plate mail, 4 suits of chain, studded leather, medium shield, and quarterstaff.
For the mundane stuff.
Yep.
Forget the quarterstaff. These guys will give you. Let's say normally you've been getting between a quarter to a third of the buy-in price. These guys will give you 2/5 because they're busy and they're affluent and they need material and they've got a lot of work and they sell a lot of stuff. So yeah, they'll take all the old swords to help me and they'll turn it into much better stuff.
Okay, well that will give us 380.
It's a long way short of 7.5k.
A long way short. We have a +1 Morning Star. Here's the certificate of identification we got from the mage.
What was it for the +1 Morning Star?
I don't know.
So you need to kind of work out what that's worth. No, that was... Yeah, you've had that identified, yeah, so...
Yes, we had that identified, but we don't know how much it's worth, because...
Aye, so we were working it out from the book before, the DMG, weren't we? What have you got? Tell you what, right? Give me like a whole list and we'll see if we can just give you like a mass price, actually. And we can make it easier like we like to do with most things. We'll just make it easy.
And potentially some of the +1 spears.
We've got a few +1 spears.
Yep.
+1, so +1 Morning Star, a few +1 spears. Let's say you sell 2 and keep 1.
Yes, and the spears, 2 of them are unusual.
That's right. So you've got the 2 that were well, one of them was wielded by the Sahagin, wasn't it? And then one of them was found in the same place.
Are you keeping an unusual one, Darrow, or not?
I would keep an unusual one.
It's got no
because,
metal components, remember? It's got no metal components. It was like coral and shell and stuff. Like
and the
razor
Macaw
shells.
used it to poke a rust monster with.
Yeah.
Guys, you've got like a metal-free spear there. Metal-free magic spear, so you're just keeping one of
Yeah,
them.
it seems worth keeping, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Anything else?
Unless anyone else was thinking of learning to use the spear,
Then you should keep two of them, maybe.
the one for me, yeah.
All the other magical equipment is lent out to people. So Eleonora's got the +2 shield.
Yep.
Artan's got a +1 shield. Eleonora's got the +1 plate. So all that's in use at the moment.
And what kind of party funds total do you have in cash and gems? Like that's a group fund.
Right.
Let me start with what I've got, which is just over 2,000. 16, 20,
I mean, you've easily got 7.5.
575 plus 1462.
Okay. Party funds are 5,140 total.
5,140. And what have you got, Darrow? You got enough to pay the rest?
How much? What's the target?
7,500.
So, Kiara.
2,100.
Kiara wants to.
1975, 1977, 2037.
Kiara would hand him a bag of gems that has 1,000 out of her own personal.
Ooh, she just got handed him 1,000 gold pieces worth of gems value. Nice.
Yeah.
And
if we would like it.
Yeah, we could lend him party funds, couldn't we?
Well, we can lend him party funds. I'm happy to lend him some of my own money as well.
So we seem to have enough.
Yep.
It's a question, therefore, is how many spears, etc., do we want to sell, rather than how many do we have to sell?
Let's say you had a +1 mace, and let's say you're selling one +1 spear and keeping the 2 Sahagin ones. Right, what else have you got that's magical? Is that it?
That was it, yeah.
Okay.
It's a morning star, not a mace.
A morning star +1 and a spear +1. A spear +1's not worth that much. Let's say you'll knock off the 500 from the 7,500.
Okay.
You'll say 7,000 total for the axe. They're nice guys. They like you. You're a dwarf. You've got a great axe already. They're like, oh well, maybe we could take an extra 500 off if you give us your axe in exchange, big guy. Looking at you, Darryl.
It's not my axe. It belongs to the Church of Barrackthram.
The axe belongs to the church. He looks at you with a knowing look. A champion, is it?
Yes.
It's a charged holy weapon, of course, I understand. Say no more.
Well, if you've got 2,000, Darrow, we could take 5,000 out of party funds, and that would do it.
Right, and
Kiara
we're
just
selling.
handed him a grand.
And we're giving. And you're saying we're giving 2 magic items in?
Yes, the +1 morning star and the +1 metal spear.
He's got 3k because Kiara's just handed him a grand.
I was going to say, did you count the 1,000 in gems?
Well, in that case, it would be 4,000 in party funds.
Yeah.
How does Darryl react to Kiara
I
just
might
handing
as
him
well
that?
owe the party instead of owing you, Kiara.
It's not a loan.
Oh, that is most generous of you.
It's not a loan. It's an incredible weapon. You're an incredible fighter. You've done a lot for the party. You've definitely saved us before. It's an investment in us as a group. So you're welcome to.
So yes, so this then leaves some potential resources should people want anything else.
Yeah. And then it does. And then it eases up what we're taking from the group fund too. Like Kiara's well off. Like she's sneaky. Yeah. She's got a lot of wealth and like gems and jewels and stuff. So
I'm down to 37 GP.
Guy, you'll be alright. You're heading home soon. You'll be alright. You're heading home soon. See mum and dad.
I owe the party
4k.
4k.
Well, no, because You wouldn't pay back your share of it, would you?
Yeah, no. That
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
count.
that's sort of.
Well, yeah, it is, because it's transferring party funds straight to you, so yeah, you do owe it back, yeah, I suppose. So you owe the party 4k.
Yeah, if I pay back... so if I pay back 4,000, then because there's 5 of us in the party, because Eleonora,
Yep.
I'll end up... I've only spent 3,200 instead of 4,000.
Yeah.
Nice.
Pretty good.
Okay.
And you got rid of another couple of things you'd been hoarding.
I'll inquire politely from the of the one of the proprietors if he knows anywhere in town that might be interested in buying a winter wolf skin.
Well, there is a trader in town, and we're a busy town. There's many go through. You might get something for that at Ratbags, like. So the general store in town's called Ratbags Bucket. By the way.
Okay, I'll bow politely and thank him for his advice, and wait for the boss to finish his business.
Yes, there's one other thing which I want to... I know what, I can give it to Chiara. We had that, remember... Tammy, do you remember that scarf of everlasting preservation?
I do.
No.
It was found with... Do you remember where it was found, Peter? And with what?
It was found in the first dungeon with the scimitar.
With Chiara scimitar, wasn't it?
Wasn't it? Yeah, the things that were found in the place that had the little pools of water.
And it was identified.
And it was the dwarven ghosts.
Yep, it was the dwarven ghosts. And it was a magical item, scarf of everlasting preservation. So when you put an item in it,
I do remember it, yes.
It doesn't rust or corrode or age with time at all.
The only 2 characters left in the party from those days are you and me.
Yeah.
So do you want to become officially the owner of the scarf?
Yeah, that would be really cool, thank you.
And that's acknowledgement of the...
Yeah. I'll take it. That's so kind. Thank you.
I picture Chiara just putting it round her neck and saying,
Adam.
"That's me invincible
Yeah, I was
now."
just about to say that, like just putting it on proud. Thank you.
That's me invincible now. No, that's very nice.
That's
Suits you,
very
mistress.
It's nice for Chiara and Darrow to have a nice moment between each other after all the tension. I think it's the fresh air's helping Chiara. She's been out of the sewer for a couple of days.
We're back on the road soon, we'll wait and see.
Yeah, you're back on the road soon. It'll soon Darrow and Slinky Nook will start getting snippety because they're not been underground in long enough.
What's it called? Scarf of
Everlasting preservation. And one more homebrew item.
Right, and I need to replace what's Holy Axe +1 with... And we can just assume I've got that Holy Axe with me. Axe +2
Now,
of lightning.
before you go any further, Darrow, let me point out to anyone that's listening and playing that one of the prime, like, tenets, is that the word, of your class, Darrow, is that you have to, correct me if that's the wrong word, Peter, is that you have to, if you get a better weapon than your magic holy weapon that was charged to you at the beginning of your career as a champion, you have to return it home. So
yes.
You now are not just want to go home, you have to go home, don't you?
Yes.
If you bought that.
Oh, was that underground?
Yes, it's underground.
Good.
Rockholm.
And we should avoid unnecessary delays now.
Rockholm is...
Yeah, please, let's...
Rockholm is right under Stonehaven. Stonehaven you will see soon. Stonehaven is where you have the long stop, in fact.
So
but Rockholm is directly underneath it, but there is no direct access. That's all. There is one that's all locked off and controlled by the dwarves.
Is this not the reason why we have...
You have to go all the way up to Silver Hall and then back down the Gold Road underground. So Silver Hall's got an underground entrance, and that's where you go back into the Dwarven community and the Dwarven towns under the ground. And
That's what I was going to do. That's why we're having to come this long ass way around the mountain to get to the entrance to get under.
So there's a 25% chance of extra 1d6 damage.
That's right. On every hit.
On a successful hit.
And because it was a big expensive item and you're big high level badass, Billy Big Balls these days, let's say on a critical hit, you roll the d6 twice. Or the 1d6, whatever, everything doubles, anyway.
Yes.
So if you roll a critical hit, no, in fact, right, here you go, Peter. Critical hit is going to be an automatic lightning damage. There you go. Write that down.
Automatic on critical, and the
lightning damage criticals, yeah.
And I'll tell you the rules lawyery thing so we can get it out of the way.
Absolutely.
Which is, say this is something without a dex bonus, and my roll was good enough to hit AC 10. So normally it's made contact with the outside.
Yeah.
That doesn't count, does it?
No. It's only on a hit with damage that you'll roll lightning damage. So a hit against someone's armor, like I do that's just flavour for like an AC 10. No. Or if you hit AC 8 or whatever and they wear an AC 6, you strike their armor and it bounces off. That's just flavour. So no, it's only when you make damage that you roll the lightning damage, yeah. But yeah, good point asking.
Right. I'm just doing no, we haven't got figures here for me to select a target. I was going to do a test hit.
Oh, okay. Do you want figures on the map to do one?
Cool. That would be cool. Please, can we do that?
Yeah.
I'm excited for him getting this new axe. Let's have a little.
Okay.
See what it does.
Hang on 2 seconds.
What we need is a side quest to test it out.
Yeah. So.
No. We should hurry back.
Okay, I'll put the dice roller on screen so everybody sees it.
In fact, as quickly as possible.
Let me just check.
Oh, there they are. Who wants to be the victim?
Can you do the test? Yeah, I need to do it this way.
Or who's got the armor class, so I'm more likely to hit?
I'll stand still. All right.
I was going to say I've got would that be a good target? I'll take my chainmail.
I haven't changed the initiative yet. My speed is now 4.
Yep, because it's +2, so that's +1 off the weight of the item. Sorry, 1 off the weight of the item, 1 pound off the weight of the item, and 1 off the speed of the item as well.
I'll take my ring off.
Because I'm a super generous DM. If somebody you're gonna hit somebody with it. Actually hit somebody with it.
This is checking the software work.
Yeah, this is roll 20. This is not actually hitting someone. Just to be clear, this is a roll 20.
It's all right. I'm wearing the ring of regeneration.
I've brought the screen up so everybody sees it and that. There we go.
So that's the first thing.
Ready.
I'm hitting on a 6, and then I roll.
You'll hit some chumps with that, like.
I roll. That hits AC 9, which on a 3 rolled, I hit AC 9. My Thaco's wrong, isn't it? Oh no, I'm still 5th level.
Yeah.
My Thaco's 16.
Yeah.
Still
Cool.
waiting there. And then I roll. Obviously, the Sneaky Nook is a huge target.
So then what are you going to roll? What would you like to roll? 1d4? Or I suppose let's do a percentile chance. So you roll 1d100 on a hit.
What do you know?
Can we go slow and break this down so that
when he rolls a hit,
just a little bit.
When he hits somebody and does damage, he can then rolls 1d100, and if it's 25% or less,
Just roll
Like
a
that?
d4.
Yeah.
Or you roll a d4, and if it's a 4,
Yeah.
you can pick,
Yeah.
I suppose, it's up to him, because it's 25% chance.
No, roll
And
under
like that, he's rolled
25%.
under, he gets 2 lightning damage as well.
So is that 2 extra points of damage?
Yep.
Specifically lightning
Nice.
damage, so, you know, some creatures are resistant or susceptible to certain types of damage,
Right,
so
okay.
specifically it's
Okay.
lightning damage. So his axe will hit and do damage, and then a big spark of lightning will go and electrocute the cunt that he's hit.
Do you
Nice.
do +4 damage? Because
Yeah, I'm looking at the +4 and the +1 and trying to make sense of that.
You've got high strength and oh, hang on, let me look at your sheet then. I can sort that out. 2
you
seconds.
should do +2 because it's a +2 axe, isn't it?
Yeah, let me look at your sheet then, Darrow.
So what was the extra +1, I'm wondering?
So on the weapon line, your staple stays the same, and the attack adjustment. Have you changed the attack and damage adjustment? Yeah. Ah, you have. +3.
Maybe the strength adjustment shouldn't be included. So specialization is plus how much damage?
+1, +2.
So +2 for specialization.
So it should be +3, +4, yeah.
+2 for specialization.
And +2 for +2, because it's a +2 weapon.
+2, so that's +4.
Yeah.
And then there was one extra, must have been the strength.
That's your strength.
Yes. So that looks like the right numbers, doesn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, big
Absolutely.
damage there.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, bear in mind that Kiara obviously cast Enlarge on Sneaky Nook, so it'd be a large target.
Ah. Yeah, looks good. That's right.
You'd have to
Wow,
cast
damage.
Enlarge on Sneaky Nook to get him to a medium target, to be honest.
He's still badass though.
It's a nice weapon, like.
The boss is a badass all the time, mister.
The guys that run the shop, the 2 dwarves, Fargrim and Ogrim, are quite excitable when you're buying and selling them all this stuff. And they seem
He's
to
a
be,
lawful good ass.
they seem to be excited by the idea that you guys are adventurers, and they seem to see that you're doing well when you're spending all this money. And they're like, "Oh, so where are you adventurers going next then? What's the quest? What's the holy quest, oh champion?"
We've got to
I don't know.
there was an evil man who attacked a church of my god,
Huh?
and he has been captured in the capital, and we are traveling there,
To smite him.
well, to give evidence against him.
Oh, it's a little boring. Oh well. Still, the
Well-
man must come to justice. If he destroyed the church of your god, then the champion of your god must be there, Darrow. That is a holy quest indeed.
And my god may have a further mission intended.
A further mission for the champion. Of course, well, you will
And I
return,
shall have
you will
to,
return to the church now, won't you? Your home church, you will return now.
Yes, I will return to Rockholm.
To return that weapon, your starter weapon. That's right, isn't it?
Yes,
This guy's looking at you and winking at you like he knows what a dwarf champion is inside out.
yes. And then a new champion may be able to start on their career.
Yes, correct. How exciting,
We've
how
also-
exciting. And will
We
there be
also have
great
another-
adventure on the way?
We've had great adventures already, but we also have another cleric of the Church of Barrack Fram with us too. She's an elven lady called Eleonora.
Well, you all went together to this weapon armsmith, so she's there, yeah?
Oh well, she can see. Yeah, she can see her.
Oh yeah, I'd wanted to say this morning, Eleanor wouldn't eat her breakfast and she was feeling really, it's like her hangover came back. Remember her hangover the day before? It's like it came back and she's feeling really a bit queasy this morning. But yeah, she's there, sorry.
What's wrong with you?
I just feel like that hangover that I had is back. I feel like I just got one night away from it and it's just hit me again, Darrow. I don't know, I just feel really nauseous. I feel really horrible. And she looks pale and white and she's just, you can tell she's been sick this morning.
That is.
Do you-
weird.
Are you
think
in the
she-
family way, mistress?
Do you think she needs a cure of some sort?
Not much chance of
think
that,
she-
I don't think. Thinking
Yeah. I was thinking whether we should use our lord's.
I'm sorry. I don't know dwarven customs. I didn't know whether it was kind of obligatory.
I'm not a dwarf, Stinkynook, she says.
Sorry, elven customs. Sorry. My apologies.
Darrow might be confused about who his god is and who Barrackthram is, but I'm certainly not. I'm an elf like Barrackthram. But no, I'm certainly not with child, if that's what you're insinuating.
Well, I wasn't insinuating. I was asking.
She may have a disease or.
It's perfectly natural, mistress. And if you're not in the family way, then
that bad wine I drank. You remember I had my car. It was disgusting. You were very ill as well.
Attacked by.
Yes.
You weren't attacked by any of the were-rats, were you?
No, none of them bit me. No.
Carol just look at them and be like, "It's age.
Well,
it's age. You can't handle the hangovers the same anymore."
Did that godrat spit all over you, mistress?
I think it's a disease.
It was you.
I think it was somebody else. Spitting all over her.
Well, I'd suggest one of our clerical friends cast cure disease on you, mistress.
Yes, I think that should be attempted. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's obvious. I could do it myself. Yeah, I feel like it's not that bad, but if you want to do it just to be sure that there's not anything.
Yes.
Oh my God, guys!
Go ahead.
Are you up for if we encounter enemies on the road? Would you be able to tackle them?
Oh yeah, I just wasn't able to hold down my breakfast, Darryl. Don't worry about me. I still am who I am. I'm still Eleanor, warrior priestess. Don't worry.
I think you guys are overreacting. Give the woman a chance. She's raw.
Yeah, it's just my hangover's back. It's just the 2-day one. Honestly,
well, she's been drinking the wrong sort of wine, but
she holds up that +2 shield in her sword. She's like, "I'm fit, Darryl. Don't you worry."
We must keep an eye on you.
I'll follow you home to this Church of Barrackthram and see it with my own eyes. I must. After court, I will come with you, and we will see this Church of Barrackthram. I look forward to it. And she's perched up again. She was a wee bit queasy.
Well, why not ride on the cart this afternoon, mistress?
I think perhaps I will today.
Yes. We could even lay down and have a bit of a rest.
The two dwarven brothers are like, "Oh, you have a cart, do you?"
Yes, it's protected against giant. No, it's protected against giant birds.
Protected against giant birds, you say? How have you done that?
Oh, we've got to be. I'll take them outside and show them.
Yeah, you take them outside. It's quite good work, and he says, and he winks at his brother, like, because it's obviously these guys are master smiths, and he's looking at the metal and whatever it's because it was. Do you remember her name? She was the dwarven smith back in Narazir, the were-rat town. Yes. Oddhild? Was her name Oddhild, or was that somebody else? I don't remember. She's written down.
I can't honestly remember.
Oh, well, do you know what? For continuity, let's go look.
It was in Narazir, wasn't it?
Narazir.
Was it Sybil?
Sybil. Sybil's mom was
the name
of the smith. Her name was Sybil, and she was a woman. That's right, she wasn't a dwarf woman, she was a woman, but they used to joke saying she had dwarf blood in her. I remember.
Short and stocky.
Yes. That wiki's handy, because I don't write enough down.
I love it.
I wrote down quite a lot today, and I added quite a lot into that today, actually. So today, because last week, or last time we played, last fortnight, whatever, we had, I was taking the piss out of the guy saying it will give them really boring mundane names and called them David and Trevor, so I have made other Kingsguard in this town called David and Peter, I said. So we've got other ones now called Trevor, Ryan and Tamis, because there's no women in the Kingsguard, so there's a Tamis, so I named Kingsguard after all of us, so that you guys don't feel picked on or special, whichever way, so that we're all the same. I've named some Kingsguard after all of us in this town.
I'm very glad there's a Thomas.
Aye, there's a Thomas.
Have we finished our business here, boss?
Town are we at the moment? Is it Draxamir?
Draskamir.
Draxamir.
So, Dara, what you would know is that these names as you're getting into the mountains are a bit more dwarven. So Nara's here kind of felt a little bit more dwarven, like a mixture between human and dwarven. But then
we're getting into some...
Drazcamere sounds a bit more dwarven, and the next town is Solscamere, and it sounds very dwarven as well.
Yeah, we're
Sol's
getting
a word for sun in the dwarven language. Drazcamere is a word for drake, dragon. So it's like a something dragon, like Dragon Town or something, and Solscamere is like Sun Town or something like that, from an old ancient dwarven language.
The ill libation
is the alchemist, I think.
Yeah, so do we want to look at the alchemist?
It might be worth looking.
No.
What's in an alchemy?
We want to go to Ratbag's bucket first
Okay.
to sell this winter wolf hide, boss.
To sell this
Oh yeah.
So you're going to head to Ratbag's bucket, the general store, because you reckon you might sell the winter wolf pelt.
I'm gonna head off and start getting the horse and the bear ready, and because I don't want to go sell this pelt thing. It's boring.
Okay. Alright, okay, so the exciting weapons are bought, so you're not going for the rest of the shopping, you're going to just get the horses and the bears sorted.
That's all.
Alright.
Get the horses and the bears, get them ready for going, make sure my bedrolls and everything are packed up, and then just probably decide where we're going to meet, where Mistress Elise is.
Yes, outside the Griffin.
Yeah, they got the Griffin.
Unless, do you think you guys need me for anything? I don't.
We'll always need you, Kiara, but if you feel you've got other things you want to do, then...
Unless you want to have a quick look at what's available in the Alchemist, what I would say before you make that decision is I've got quite a big list of potions available in this one, so it might be worth a wee look.
Well, I might, if we were going past the Alchemist, I would go in.
It's not. It's
Well,
at
we'll
the
be
end of town, I think. Actually, hang on.
Yeah, well, we're going to go there after we've been to Ratbag's bucket.
Well, if you look at the map, Sninkanook, and if you're more sensible, look at the map. What are you closer to?
Yep.
Because you're in this building here. This one's the shop, so you're a lot closer to that Alchemist just now. Oh, you want more money before you go shopping?
Yeah, party funds are a little bit low at the moment, and
right. So
potions can be expensive.
Yes, you want to go sell that winter wolf pelt, and then go shopping for potions. Got yeah, of course. All right, so Ratbag's bucket. Hold on, I'm in the wrong shop. Ratbag's bucket general store in Drazcamere is owned by Ratbag Conway, who, do I have any notes about him? He's a male half-orc. We've got another half-orc. Ratbag Conway lives here. Store is a large single-storey building with a tanned wooden roof and pillared curved roof entryway. It contains a number of small braziers and the walls are covered in shelves full of supplies. There we go. General store with a half-orc at the counter. Named Ratbag. Hello there.
Okay.
Travellers.
Bow politely. Ask. Does he greet me in common?
Yeah, he'll say hello there. Yeah, he does greet you in common. Hello there, travellers. I'm Ratbag, and he'll awkwardly kind of bow back at you if you bow at him. With an awkward half-orc smile.
It's only polite to bow politely to people twice my height.
Hey, it's twice your height. He's a big half-orc, 6 foot tall at least, probably.
Oh, he's more than twice my height.
Well, I think your average half-orc is 6 foot, right?
Yes.
So, yeah,
I shall explain that we met and vanquished a terrible monster and managed to successfully gain its pelt, and I will produce the winter wolf pelt and show how wonderful and lustrous and beautiful it is.
Ah, it's a great item indeed. A great hunt and a great trophy, and in fact an incredibly valuable item it is indeed, sir.
Yes, would you have sufficient funds to be able to purchase it, perchance?
Oh, I'm sure I would. How much are you looking for it?
I look at Darrow and think about the cost of the axe. Oh, 7,500?
He'll laugh at you.
Of course he will.
You may have to kill many a winter wolf before you'll get anywhere near that kind of amount. I can give you 250 gold for it. The going rate, of course.
Sure. 250? You get that for a normal wolf pelt, wouldn't you?
I was thinking 500 myself.
I'll get 500 for it.
Well, I wasn't far wrong then.
Yeah, I'll sell it. I'll sell it in my store for 500, but I've got to turn a profit at least. Surely. I'll tell you what. Since you look at a formidable group, 350, and that's it. I would normally give it. Normally I do enough business. It's not going to be a problem for me. But it's a very nice. It's a big one. It's a prime example of a winter wolf pelt. I would like to have it. I'll give you 350 gold for it.
It's Kiara we need to do our negotiation.
Yes, but she's gone.
It sounds fair enough to me.
Yes, well, I know nothing about the value of these kind of surface things, so if Darrow thinks it's a fair price, then we'll sell it.
Well, and McCarr agrees, so...
Darrow hasn't a clue what the price, what the manual is. But
do you think it's a fair price, boss?
I was just trying to remember where you thought I went to Wolf, but I remembered, it's fine.
Yeah, Darrow doesn't have a clue.
Listen, you're up in the mountains, there'll be many more I went to Wolf, surely.
Yeah. Okay.
Alright, we'll sell it for 350.
Something's got to slow that cart down from getting to court in time. I'm sure there'll be winter wolves.
350.
350 gold, they'll give you a... They like you already. I didn't even do any charisma checks or anything. Do you know why he likes you? Because he's a half-orc and he looks at you and he sees strength in you. He looks at this, he sees this big axe that Darrow's just bought, and he's seen that axe sitting up in that shop for months. It's like the prime item, the top item. And he's looking at Darrow up and down like he's got huge balls.
Thinks we've got more money than sense.
Obviously knows you've got loads of money, yeah.
Fair enough.
Or had loads of money.
Okay, well, in that case, shall we head over to the alchemists and see if they got anything worthwhile, boss?
Healing potions, things like that.
So up at the other end of the town is the old libation. Now I've got a list of stuff and I've got to roll some of it. Because some of it I've got like, it's got 1d whatever items there. So, depending on what you want to look at, I'll tell you how many is there. I've got some GM notes for the place. So, the list of notable items that is there is a potion of greater healing for 150 gold pieces. A potion of
what does the greater healing do?
That's the one from the DMG. So it's like got either 3 doses or 1 big dose. You know the one that I mean? I think it's 3d8.
Yeah, sounds good to me.
Yeah, and it's 150, so it's very reasonably priced. And he's got many of them.
I think we should get some of those.
No, you've got to roll for how many of them he's got, sorry.
I could do with one, if nothing else.
The proprietor is Nasturia Globreeze, who is a half-elf female, in fact. Known as the only elf in the village by the local dwarves. She is, in fact, half-elf, and not the only one in the village. But they call her the only elf in the village. She's a half-elf that looks more elven, so they call her the only elf in the village.
How many of those potions of greater healing do they have?
Roll 1d6 then, mate. Well, you asked, you roll it, David. To be fair.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's imagine this is Darrow's damage roll. What?
Oh.
Cool. Somebody's been here and bought the rest.
So there's only one left. Somebody's just been here before you. Yeah, there's other adventurers on the road. Like potions of Hell Giant Strength. If you're interested, there's a roll to see how many of them there is. 200 gold pieces each.
Darrow's already got a Frost Giant Strength for himself.
Was it Frost Giant you got? Yeah, I thought it was Fire Giant.
Let me check the character sheet again.
It was higher than Stone Giant, definitely.
Hold on, I'm checking.
No, higher than Hill Giant. Was it Stone Giant Strength, maybe?
I'll tell you what I don't need. I don't need an elixir of youth. I'm only 123.
Yeah, there's an elixir of youth and a potion of longevity as well. Now they are as per the book, if you look them up.
It's Stone Giant he's got, so...
He's got Stone Giant Strength, and Stone Giant is... No, this guy's got Hill Giant Strength, and there's a roll for how many he's got, but for 500 gold pieces he's got potions of Stone Giant Strength as well. And the other one that I think only fighters can use is the potion of Invulnerability for 350 gold pieces. Potion of invulnerability is not half as good as it sounds, but we talked about this before, didn't we?
Yeah.
Potion of
We
vitality.
we must have the healing potion. We definitely need that.
I think you always take all of them, don't you? Oh, he's got one. But
Okay.
to be fair, that was really well priced for the 3d8 one.
Well, I suggest that we take the that as a party healing potion. And how many potions of Hill Giant Strength are there?
Roll 1d4.
Oh dear. Do you really want me to roll 1d4?
Get somebody
chaps?
else roll it, and Trevor, you roll it.
Okay, here we go.
There you go.
Oh, there we go.
3 out of 4. Nice.
I'll have
Trevor.
one of those.
So there's 3 potions of Hill Giant Strength available. You having one?
Well,
Is it?
I-
I'll buy one.
Oh, you can use one, yeah. Multi-class fighters can use them, yeah?
Yes.
Yay. So you're all good, aren't you? All of you. Apart from Tammy. Okay, Kiara.
Yeah.
Kiara and, sorry,
Yeah.
Eleonora, I guess. Eleonora can't use them. 3 out of 5 of you can use them.
Well, I'd suggest we get 3 for the party and sort out when we need them.
There
Yes.
you go.
That's one each. Yeah.
3 potions of Hill Giant Strength, 600 gold pieces, guys. Nice. Good shopping today. So you've got a potion of vitality for 1,000 gold pieces. Who's got the DMG up? David, have you got your DMG up?
1 second.
How's your
Potion
internet
of
connection in France, David?
It's not too bad here. My sister has a good connection.
Nice.
Vitality restores the user to full vitality despite exertion, lack of sleep, and going without food and drink for up to 7 days.
So,
Will nullify up to 7 days of deprivation. Blah 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 blah.
so it's gonna
Also
stave off-
makes the user proof against poison and disease while it is in effect, and the user will recover lost hit points at the rate of 1 every 4 hours.
Oh, so
Well,
it's
the
regeneration
proof
as
against
well.
poison would certainly be very useful going up against things like wyverns and giant spiders and such like.
Poison proof, regenerate your hit points. At a
But 1 every
decent rate.
4 hours.
Slow regeneration, makes you
Yeah.
poison proof, and it negates the effects of starvation, thirst, all those things for up to a week's worth.
Up to a week's worth.
That's 1,000 gold pieces.
Although, if you haven't had anything to drink for a week, you're probably already dead.
Aye, so I don't think it said water. Did it say water? Did it say water? Or just food?
Yes.
It said sleep
Food
as well.
and drink.
Did it say sleep?
Oh yes, lack of
You
sleep.
could be very thirsty.
So
You could be dead.
Well, you could be under the effects of only getting a tiny little bit of water every day for a week and like rationing yourself on survival amounts, and then drink this potion and you're back to full vitality.
is it that way, or is it you drink the potion and you don't need to eat
Restores the user
Restores it,
to
says.
full vitality.
Yeah,
So
restores.
it's not sustenance; it restores you after you've gone through the deprivation.
Then how long
So how long's it?
does
been,
this regenerate
yeah,
every 4
regeneration.
hours last?
It is
3 hours.
7-day duration,
7 days. There you go.
Oh,
so it makes you immune to poison for 7 days.
That's pretty
That's
solid.
very useful against drow.
The 1,000.
Really
gold
useful
pieces.
against drow.
What's in the party loot left?
Let's see. I think I'd buy that myself. Actually, it's an item of proofing against drow.
Proof against poison, mate. And who's the trap triggerer? Who gets
Well,
hit
not
with
me.
the most crossbows bolts? The most little crossbow bolts? Yeah, it would be a good one.
Yes,
No.
indeed.
Well-
So, as far I will take the potion of vitality,
You
so
can
I
buy
will
it.
knock 1,000 of mine off.
Straight buying
Okay.
that. Nice.
Yep,
okay.
I'm buying that. Yep.
Nice. So, next thing we need to talk about will be when
so
you're
far
using
the-
it.
So far, the party spent 750 on potions. Does anybody want to get anything else?
Well, I'm still going through the list. You've got a potion of clairvoyance. You still got that the list of potions handy there?
The potion of clairvoyance. You can see as the 3rd level wizard spell clairvoyance. You can see unknown areas up to 30 yards distance, but its effects only last for 1 turn.
10 minutes.
Yeah, that's not a lot.
You can see what's happening in a locked house, a locked room, You could like see what's going on in the other room of a prison. So yeah, it could be
I
very
didn't
handy in certain
Quite so
circumstances.
surprised.
Yeah.
Look.
The elixir of
Elixir
youth is
of
5,000
youth.
gold pieces.
That's
A very powerful item.
will reverse aging and reverses your age by 1d4 plus 1 years.
Yep. And the potion of longevity is the same thing, but for longer, isn't it?
Yep. So I suppose that does mean that we could drink those potions of haste and then drink the potion of youth to counteract the effects. Potion of speed.
Yes, the advantage of youth over longevity is longevity has a backfire chance.
That's right. It gives you a much bigger amount of years back, but it's got a chance of backfire. But it's 10,000 gold pieces. You don't even have enough. You probably have enough between you because of Kiara's sneaky money, but.
Which is, yeah, but I've been spending a lot on sneaky money.
Yeah, you have recently.
Fuck.
So, what do you think? Anybody else fancy any of the rest of them? So,
Good stuff.
to recap, you bought the potion of greater healing. You bought the 3 hill giant strength potions. What about the stone giant strength potion? There's one of them for 500.
I don't think so.
What is it? What's it do again?
It's just higher, but it's a higher level. So, like, say if a hill giant's got 19 strength, stone giant's 20, I think.
Yep. It increases your strength by another point, but it's only an extra point of damage and an extra percentage of, and it's an extra 300 gold pieces, isn't it?
Yes.
So I think the hill giant strength is better for emergencies for the time being.
And you've got a few of them because that and what
We've
Darrow
got 3. Yes.
Did you check on your sheet, Peter, what Darrow bought earlier? Which giant strength it was?
What I wrote down was strength. What was stone? But
Stone.
I want to check the previous villages.
Ah, yeah. If you check on the wiki page, because I've not deleted it when you've bought it.
Yeah, I've already got a hill giant strength one in my list.
Nice.
I assume that was a party one as well, because
Yeah, I was going to say I was sure that we had that.
I think we've
one
had a
of
couple
those
before as
already.
well.
Yeah. But they sound good though, so.
You can't use them. It's a shame.
No, I know, but I'm saying they sound good. And
Yeah, they are like.
you can buy 3, and that goes with the 3 people.
Yeah. Well,
That can use them.
it's a fighter restricted item, but luckily for you, all 3 of those guys are multi-class fighters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But so did we not get 3?
You got 3 of them.
Potions, so that
you
works
got
out
3
as
more of
one.
them.
Yeah. What I've now checked, and it should be fire.
It's fire giant strength. I thought it was fire giant strength you got in the last place. And that's like strength 21 or something, isn't it?
It's got a better to hit.
Yeah, it goes up +2, and it's a beauty. Okay, so you're finished with your purchases there then.
Yes,
You've been an hour, I guess, in between the Battle Brothers store and the Ill Libation. Between doing all that shopping, you've probably spent an hour between conversations and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You've got like 2 hours left until Elise is leaving the town.
how's Eleonora looking? Is she looking any better?
She looks much better. Yeah, she just kind of had a bit of a wobbly bit
That's
for a minute.
good.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep an eye on her because I'm concerned about her health.
Of course.
Kiara's been away, so this was just like a little bit out of roleplay thing. But Kiara was away collecting some herbs and stuff as well. So she's got a little pouch of ginger and chamomile, peppermint, and raspberry leaf tea to give to Eleonora to make herself a tea because she thinks that might make her feel better.
Yeah, cool. Absolutely, yeah. You know that I don't like fucking way down in the semantics of like what little items you have and that. So little like herbs and stuff, you could have picked them up at any time, town or like around about when they're going wild and stuff. So
I've just been out picking them wild. That's when they're better. So I've been doing that while I've been packing stuff up, but I feel like it's relevant.
So you're giving her what, like a wee, was it like a tea bag or what?
No, it's herbs, and so I've gave her a little root of ginger, some chamomile. I've gave her some peppermint leaves and some raspberry leaf tea. And I've said to her to boil it up and drink it and strain it and drink it like a tea in the morning. If she feels ill.
Okay. It's very kind of you. The woman looking after the other woman. She's alright, like she's a warrior member. She just had a bit crazy. She had that hangover of her life yesterday. Her and the car had it.
I know she is too, so It's just a little thing like that. I like saying to her, like, I think this will make you feel better. Just try it.
Okay. She will then. She'll say, "Yeah, I will. I'll make sure that we go back to the Griffin before we get on the road and get some hot water, and I'll do so, Kiara. Thank you so much. You're such a sweet young lady, Kiara. Thank you."
I know my dad always swore by mushroom elixir, but sorry, I haven't got it.
Mushroom elixir. Oh, come on.
Here, I bet we cure some stuff though.
Can't wait till we get into Underdark. It's going to be fun with David.
I think Sneaky Nook needs to come up with various names of mushrooms that he mentions at different times.
Okay, dwarf's beard.
Dwarf's beard.
Dwarf's beard fungus. Yes.
Rat paw.
What does it look like though?
Dwarf's beard.
It's long and kind of straggly and kind of greyish colour.
Out of control and massive.
Well, shall we go back and just make sure that Ralph's ready to leave and that Mistress Elisa's wagon is okay?
So, sorry, you did all 3 shops, so at Ratbag you were very quick there. It was just a quick purchase. We're only 5 minutes there. So yeah, let's say it was only the 1 hour, yeah. Okay, so you've got 2 hours to go before she's leaving.
Fine.
Will we grab some lunch, some food?
She's leaving just before noon, so it'd be an early lunch, or like a
late
breakfast.
like a wee brunch. We're going to be on the road over lunchtime, like.
Oh, all right. Yes, I know you wanted to sit down in the Gilded Griffin and have a decent meal.
She's considering me. She's trying to help me show off my map.
I don't mind if it's not at the Gilded Griffin. Kiara just wants food now. She's thinking about this long ass time on the road.
All right, Sneaky Nook will take Kiara to the Gilded Griffin and treat her to an early lunch.
Oh,
how about
that? Nice.
Oh, we're all being so nice to each other. I love it.
About time. I was watching last week's adventure. My God, we're just fighting her. Kiara was just raging at everybody like. I'm not doing that. She's not doing that. She's not doing that. No, we're not doing that.
Nope.
Yeah, the poor lass suffers from claustrophobia. Obviously, she can't be having with underground. She did well to fight her fears.
Oh, thank you.
Not everyone's cut out for the Underdark.
It was more the smell I objected to.
I'll try though.
It's later in the morning if you go back to the Gilded
Griffin. I'll buy everybody lunch at the Gilded Griffin.
Oh, thank you, Sneaky Nook.
Oh, you guys big spenders today as well, eh?
I know. Well, we're big adventurers now, like, so we should.
Have you just dropped 10k? I think you have.
Close.
Or almost, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah, very close.
Yeah, very
Daro's
close to.
thing
Very
was,
close to. Yeah.
7.5.
Yeah, I think you're just under the 5 figures, like in gold pieces. Wow, it's a big day shopping.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I've just spent 1,000 on one. I've just spent 1,000 on one potion.
Yep.
But 7 days of proof against drow poison. Do you have any idea how useful that's going to be?
For a scout in the Underdark.
Oh yes.
Mate, you love that potion. Well, you guys have got about 1 million magic items now, so you must be a bit ready for big dragons and demons and stuff, right? Basilisk.
Yeah. Is there a cave nearby I can duck into to hide?
I might have a basilisk's cave you can go and hide in.
Yeah. Thank you. Well, I will. If everything's ready, we'll have lunch at the Griffin, and then wait for Mistress Elise.
Cool. Well, if you're not, she said she was going to wait around because it takes her a little bit less than it does the previous day's travel. If you're up for leaving earlier, she'd be up for leaving earlier. So it depends how long. You've got 2 hours. How long do you want to spend eating and talking and chilling? You've got people around the bar and stuff.
We don't want to rush Kiara's lunch, so let's give it an hour for lunch.
Okay, well we're almost 2 hour break. So as you guys take your break for lunch, we'll take our break for halfway through the game session because it's almost 9:30, eh? How's everybody liking not fighting with each other for a whole hour and a half?
I know, it's been strange, yeah.
What about that, eh?
You can tell the difference though when we're not in the tension of battle. And that's how you know that we're a good
relaxed
group
bit,
together. Yeah. Because we love each other, really.
Of course. So, you've had a big breakfast. There's a few people around the bar. There's a group next to you of King's Guards. You don't see the name tags. I put the name tags up on screen for me and the viewers. But you've got one of them's a dwarf. The other three are humans. It's the first time you've been to one. I remember the King's Guards not being a human. I think you might have had a half elf or two before, or actually, way back in Machina, I think there's a half orc and a half elf. I think these are the first dwarf King's Guard you've seen.
Well,
This guy.
The half orc and the half elf in Machina, I thought were hired by.
Oh, that was they worked for Norm. Yeah, they're not King's Guard.
Helmand was like he was either a human or a half elf, I think.
I think everyone's been human so far, actually, in the King's Guard. I think this is the first non-human King's Guard in the game. But yeah, there's a dwarf sitting in King's Guard uniform amongst three King's Guards, and one of them is like decorated, like he's got, you know, what's the word for things on your shoulders?
Epaulets.
Epaulets, that's the word. He's got epaulets on his shoulder and stuff.
Right. One thing, if we're all eating, Davo will want to slip into the conversation over lunch.
Now, this is a second breakfast for you if you're having a late breakfast, because Dad already had a big breakfast, so you've got something to say while we're eating, while the rest of them are eating, have you?
Yeah. I had a dream.
Okay, Malcolm.
Last night?
Yes. Yes.
What kind of dream?
Sorry, Martin Luther. It's Malcolm.
Well,
it's the other one.
A being who I saw my father, but also sensed Barak Thram, and a voice that was both of them said that we should not delay. I should not delay.
Okay, that you have to get back. So, did it feel like a because you stress a lot, Dado? Like you're stressed out about how long it's taken us or what we're doing. Do you think it was like a dream, or do you think it was like a warning?
It was a dream. Well, it was a message from.
Yeah.
It was a divine message. So, if the King's Guard tried delaying us at a future town,
we say no.
I would be reluctant.
I'm on board, Dado. I think you're right. We need to concentrate on this message that you've got and keep going.
The words, I'm not reciting any more words from the dream, but because it's information that Dado shared, the words in the dream were "do not stray" and "do not delay."
Yeah, I think that we should trust your dream, Dado.
Anything else that Dado shares is up to Dado.
Yeah,
I'm glad that we've had...
Dado will say that. Unfortunately, we've promised Elise that we would wait for her in that town.
Well, we give her enough time to find another set of people to help, or...
How much do you have to pay her off? Do you remember? What would it cost you to pay her off if you found her in the group?
Cost us fuck all to just leave her.
Hey!
Just saying.
Well, she was going to pay. She was going to pay us at the end of the journey, correct?
That's
she
right.
was.
That's right. Yeah. So yeah, you're getting paid at the end of it. It's like $2,000 or something, isn't it?
It'd be worth it. I'm starting to feel like it's not worth it for what we've been doing. To be honest, like
you're like 3/4 or more of the way there, because you're only taking her to Silver Hall. The rest of the journey from Silver Hall to Rockholm, that's Darrow's own personal quest now, isn't it?
But is it because we're having to stay a few days in Silverholm that we're staying?
No, it's not. Yeah, no. No, Silver Hall is where you end up at court. That's the capital city. So it's a few days in Stonehaven. Stonehaven is it's a human city above the dwarven city Rockholm.
You're staying in stone names.
Yeah.
Well, Darrow, your god would know your duties and the what you've taken on, and Elise has already, we are in contract with Elise, and she has already said that she wishes to stay those days there. So, under our contract, that is perfectly reasonable. That is not delay.
That was fucked under the lawful good, like. Lawful good's got him by the nuts.
We could see if we can find a secret route down to Rockham.
Do you think, have you heard of one?
Why don't you ask the locals?
Because then they'll wonder what we're up to and they'll think we're sus.
Find a priest of Barracktham and ask him, Darrow.
Well, we'll have to find.
Has Eleonora had any dreams?
The only priest of Barracktham he's ever come across outside of Rockholm is Eleonora.
Yes.
That's what I'm just saying. I'm going to ask Eleonora and just say, have you had any dreams or feelings or anything?
She's always had. She'll tell you she's always had a strange feeling about Darrow's quest. Like she is connected to it, and the Barracktham that she seeks is something to do with the Barracktham that he seeks, and she needs to go and follow him home for the truth. Like that going, like her mission with you doesn't end at her court date. She feels like she wants to see Rockhome after.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Well, we're going to Stonehaven in a couple of days. That's, I think, a very large city.
Do you want me to switch maps so we can work out what journey times and stuff we have then?
I think it's go for the one that's like would be the actual travel map, so like the map of the
travel map
where we're traveling, rather than, because I think it's just about, it'd be more about the amount of days that we have to spend in these places.
It takes a few minutes for the travel map to load up, and of course it's a work in progress, so the whole road isn't finished. But
I love it.
We can work out the days.
So I was going to mute for a second, guys.
You're all right. It's taking a minute to load up anyway.
Yes, I'm sure Darrow will feel bad about himself if he doesn't fulfill his contract.
This is what I was saying about...
he might, I would say, if Silverholm, if Stonehaven is big, that may be a solution.
Darrow's bound by lawful good mostly here in this situation, aren't you, Darrow?
Yes.
It's got you held quite strictly to what you can and can't do to get out of this contract.
Kiara's not Ish.
No, Kiara's not.
Kiara's not.
Darrow is very much.
I'll batter the bitch for you.
I'm not bound either, but I'm worried about Darrow's feeling of self-worth.
I'm worried about Darrow feeling like he has to be pressured into doing what is the right thing to do when actually he's God and he like himself, and for like his, do you know what, I feel like his mission is far more important than following Elise.
So you've only got...
just break the contract, pay her off, she can hire someone else.
So you've only got Souls Khmer, which is a short stop, it's an overnighter, and then you've got Bay Heath, which is an overnighter, and then it's like look, I think you might have to measure it out. David, can you get your blue one out? I think it's like a long ass day to Stonehaven. So then she stays, and I've got it written down, she stays 4 nights, so 3 full days and 4 nights. She gets there late at night and leaves in the morning, stays 3 full days.
For the trading, doesn't she?
So here you go,
here you go,
that's 1 day. Souls Khmer is 1 day.
Okay.
We don't have to decide for another 2 days or so, do we?
There you go, that's another day's travel. She does an overnight there. And work out what this is. This is not like 2 full days. Well, maybe it's 2 days travel, isn't it?
Yes, it's going to be 2 days travel to get to Stonehaven.
Yeah, so she'll be stopping somewhere. There'll be an inn halfway along the road. If that's a 2-day road with no towns, picture an inn there. I'll build that later. Okay.
Yep.
And then you've probably got a 2-day travel to the next town as well by the time you do that through the mountains. David, do you want to do the next one for me?
Oh yes.
Do we know that state? So Darrow, having been here, but been down this way.
No, not the Gold Road.
Oh, sorry, my apologies.
The Silver Road.
The Silver Road. In that case, I need to alter that a bit and make sure there. Okay.
This might be a 2-day travel as well, actually. Thanks for doing this bit, David.
No problem.
And
Well, it may be more than that because we don't know what the
that's
the
a 2-day
gradients
one
are
as well.
like. It's at least 2 days to get to there.
That's a 2-day one, yeah. And then the next one's a 1 day.
Yeah, that'll be 1 day to there.
And then to ask us definitely a 2-day. There's probably some. In fact, that's maybe even a 3-day.
I think it's quite possibly.
Oh wait, she's not going to Aska. Sorry, she's going to Silverhall. No, she doesn't go to Aska. Sorry, forget that. It's a 1 day. Sorry, from unnamed as yet to Silverhall. How many ever got unnamed? 2 only, yeah. I've got these ones.
Yes, 1 day.
I've got these ones further in the mountains on the other side of Silverhall, unnamed. Aska's named, but she's not going there, so she's going the Silver Road to Silverhall. And then Darrow wants to go the Gold Road.
How big is Stonehaven?
Stonehaven is a big town. So
second largest city on the island according to the wiki.
Yes. There you go. Second largest on the island. Bigger, I believe, than Machina or Elmsmere on the other island. Bigger than Helmsmere, they've been here. Narazir, Draskamere, the fairly big one you're in now. The Stonehaven's bigger than all of them.
So it's bigger than Rockholm.
So we can. The Rockholm isn't on the island; it's in the island.
Rockholm is the capital city for the dwarfs, where the king lives of the continent, of the islands, of the archipelago, whatever you want to call it. So the dwarven king lives at Rockholm, and it's the capital city. So it's huge. It's the size of Silverhall, almost. Silverhall's more expansive because it's outside.
So Stonehaven is actually the third largest city on the island.
Yeah, on the island. Rockholm is in the island.
Yeah, it is.
I might have to update the wiki so it's the second largest human city in the island because Rockholm is bigger than Stonehaven. Yes, let's say so.
Fair enough.
Rockholm, and then Stonehaven will be in between the size of Rockholm and Silverhall.
So if Kiara can find a time to discuss with Elise.
Oh, why? Yeah, I will. I'm feeling nice.
Remember, you're the.
What's
you have the way with words.
Yeah.
Does that mean if she slits her throat, you're to blame now, Darrow? Because you said she was to have the conversation.
What if it goes wrong? No, that's fine. I'll speak to Eleonora. Elise, sorry. My God, they should have had more different names.
Did we work out how many more days travel you've got?
34.
That's how long you've got to court. Did we total up how many of those days was? So Draskamere to Solskamere is 1, and then Bayheath is 2.
2, then
4,
2 more to Stonehaven is 4.
6.
Then 2 to the next one.
7.
And then another one.
8. So you're only 8 days away from Silverhall,
So
if all goes well, I mean, there's giant birds in the mountains. They might eat our horses.
Is that 8 days including what she wants to stop, or is that 8 days of travel?
No.
And then she wants to
8
stop
days plus
for
4 days. 12 days.
Yeah, so she wants to stop for 4. So really,
12 days
if we were to bump her off, plus also if we bumped her off, would we maybe
Oi! Mistress Kiara, don't joke about that.
The thing is, though,
I don't mean bump her off and then finish her off. I mean, like, let's just bump her.
You've got 34 days to court, and she's going to be in Silverhall in 12 days. You don't need
Plenty
to bump
of time.
her. I don't see why any of you think you need to bump her off.
I just don't want to be
unless Darrow has got some more important quest now that he hasn't told you about.
That's why I feel like Darrow's quest is more important. I said that.
Well, I told you what my
very seriously.
I told you what my dream is.
Yes.
And I mean that was about getting to Rockholm, but I would have thought it was important for the god.
Do you want me to recite it, and then because you're only interpreting it some ways? Do you want me to recite part of it so they can hear what you heard? So he saw this. He can describe the image himself, but the words were, "My son, I can feel you as you get nearer. Do not stray and do not delay. Your holy quest is not yet over. In fact, it's barely begun. It is almost time, my son, for you to fulfill your destiny. You must be ready, Darrow. I'm not reading the last bit. If you can remember the last bit, you can tell the guys about the last bit.
Ooh, I feel like he maybe just means no more side missions.
Yeah, but
Don't delay.
I'll leave it to our trusted leader.
Yeah, I'll trust your judgment in the end, Darrow, but 100%.
Well, did you have that as along the rock? Well, did you have
It's
that as along
is
the gold road?
he's in Rockholm.
Yes, but if you look at the map, it's 3 days. Well, looking at it, it could be 3 days travel from Silver Hall to Rockholm.
Yeah, it is 3 days down the gold road.
If we get to Silver Hall with 20 days spare...
In fact, the gold road is like a highway under the road. It's like a tunnel that's like a highway with a well-maintained road, so it's faster. That's like 2 days travel down that road with wagons at your top speed, because you're like top highway speed down that road. Actually, sorry, the gold road is the gold road. It's even better than the silver road. So sorry, yeah, you can consider that 2 days down the gold road if you're just traveling, and obviously you need to stop for one night. But yeah, 2 days.
So if we get to Silver Hall in 12 days' time, then if need be, Eleanor can stay there while we head off to Rockholm, because it's 20 more days to court, or she could come with us and then head back to Silver Hall after we've done what we need to do in Rockholm.
Well, Eleanor, who doesn't say much as an NPC in fucking weeks and weeks.
I mean, if she feels she needs to come with Darrow,
she would like to see Rockholm. Yeah.
Yes.
So in that case, yes. So if we hurry on, then we can visit Rockholm and go back to Silver Hall.
Yes. So
okay.
Yes.
So now you've got.
Or possibly, if she gets to Silver Hall, she could do a she could do a statement.
Statement. Leave a statement. And they could just write it down, and somebody could read that out later. You mean?
Yes. He's trying to recall what the legal term is. Deposition.
Have you got a normal proficiency in law?
No.
I think you need I guess about 4 years at university minimum for a start. I don't think you can just learn that in between levels, like.
Anyway, but if she can tell people what she saw, do her witnessing before, possibly they can use that if she can't make it back. Anyway, but the main thing is to get to Silver Hall as fast as we can.
Is the current thought to try and get rid of Eleonora?
No,
sorry,
we have a contract with her.
Elise, yeah. And so your current thought is to not break the contract and to take the 4 days at Stonehaven.
No, you can.
Of course,
if speak to her to try and sound out whether Elise thinks she might be able to get other people in Stonehaven.
Or alternatively, Darrow, if we've got 4 days in Stonehaven, if you can find a Temple of Barakthram or a dwarf there who knows the accesses down to Rockholm, in that 4 days, you could possibly go down to Rockholm from Stonehaven and then come back up again.
Darren, yes, you know that the dwarves have access. If the dwarves wanted to go from Rockholm to Stonehaven, they could, but that's not an open access. No one uses that, but you know it exists.
Okay, in that case, that's now, what we do.
Another thing that I would like to mention, I'll put it on the map because it's worth a mention. Dragon's Watch Castle is another ruin in these mountains. So yeah, I've marked them on the map. They've mentioned them previously, but Castle Giant's Wash and Griffin's Watch Castle. So there's another one, just like a couple of hours outside of Stonehaven up in the mountains, called Dragon's Watch Castle. And it's rumoured that it's haunted, full of undead, full of treasure. Many adventurers have been there and brought back many a fancy magic item or hoard of treasure. Many, many more have went and never came back.
That sounds fun.
No, need to avoid undead. Evil drow priests create undead.
In Dragon's Watch Castle somewhere, there is supposed to be a lost entrance to Rockholm. And Darrow, this is a rumour you would know about it, because Rockholm.
Is it?
This is literally like just a couple of miles above the above the ground and a couple of miles away from where you grew up. So you've heard
Is it like
rumors.
a rumour, or is it like there's a bit of William Wallace at the Abbey type thing?
Well,
like
people.
Or do we not know?
The rumour that it's haunted. That's more than a rumour. That's like people have been there and fought undead there, and it is there. There's old something's like when it's became a ruin. There's been some catastrophe or whatever, and it's haunted by many ghosts. And there's been battles with many undead there, and adventurers. A few have come back with like fancy swords or whatever, and their treasure. But many have gone and not come back. Yeah? So there's obviously all those guys' equipment is there as well. So it's an adventurers hotspot where people go. And apparently one of the things there that hasn't been found is there is an old entrance down into the roads that'll take you to Rockholm.
So it's not been found. Lots of people have been
I feel
killed.
it's too risky.
And a lot of the people who've been killed would have been in parties whose clerics could actually turn undead, unlike clerics of Barrackthram.
Yes, and a lot of the parties that died probably got turned into undead as well. Drow are nasty like that.
So in that case...
Look, let's go to Stonehaven with Elise. You see if you can find a way down to Rockholm. I mean, it may well be only dwarves are allowed down there, so you might have to go down there by yourself to kind of quickly do what you need to do, and then come back to the surface, and we can then head on to Silverhall, and then go back down the tunnel to Rockholm, all together.
Yes.
I think that does sound good, but you'd have to be like confident about going. Like, how dangerous is the travel there?
Well, you're on the road. You're hired. You've been hired by Elise because I know it's like a year ago in real time now, so we almost forget it. Bandits are really rife on the roads just now and organised, and there seems to be an organised group of them, and they're rife, and that's why she's hired extra guards. Her guards were killed by bandits, and that's what you're doing. You're guarding her.
No, I'm asking Darrow how risky he thinks him taking that trip by himself would be. Like, I'm not bothered about Elise.
Oh, from Stonehaven to Rockholm?
Yeah, if he was to do that by his own, by himself.
Well, if there's dwarves in Stonehaven that know where this access is, he can if they won't let the rest of us go down with him, he could quite possibly kind of call on them in the name of Barrackthram to escort him down there on a holy mission.
But Barrackthram is not the main dwarven god.
Maybe not. But it's a holy mission for dwarves.
Yeah.
Well, see, I mean, if they'll let the rest of us go down with you,
Darrow,
I'll promise not to tell.
Do you want me to read out the last word from your dream?
Yeah.
It's right. After he said, "You must be ready, Darrow," he said, "For if not, the world will burn." So there was. Remember, he said that your holy quest is not really over, it's only just beginning, and if you're not ready,
the world will burn. Let's guys, come on. Right, so what are we wanting me to butter Elise up for? Bear in mind that the bitch doesn't like me very much.
She doesn't.
I don't know why.
I think she likes you more than Darrow. She's kind of racist against dwarfs a little bit. She doesn't like Darrow much,
but she's always been a bit kind of. I think she thinks Kiara's a bit uncouth.
Yeah, a little bit. I think from the group she probably likes Andy McCarr the most, to be fair.
I think
Andy McCarr and Eleonora.
I think she likes
the elves.
The guy that helps her.
Yeah, I think Andy McCarr she probably likes. Andy McCarr and Eleonora she probably likes the most because they're the elves. She's a little bit of a racist, Elise.
It's maybe because I'm mixed.
You're a half elf, yeah.
It's not racist to like elf.
She's jealous of Kiara's beauty.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
Darrow is a dwarf and has low charisma.
She's maybe jealous of Kiara's youth and high charisma.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I have average.
How is your charisma?
No, I do have good stats. So am I going to try and speak to Elise?
Well, some of it. I say Darrow's charisma. Oh, it's 14. That's a lot better than I thought.
But it has to be a champion, remember? Has to be a champion. That's one of the big qualifiers that has to have a high charisma.
But I've got the minus in relation to elves, presumably.
In relationships, yeah. So reaction rolls, yes. That's all.
So, yeah, Kiara's the best shout, to be honest.
Yeah, well, she's been a better mood in recent weeks, so it might be a good idea.
Yeah. She has my charisma's 16.
Now, we are still in the inn, so is that where you would have the conversation with her? Or are you going to wait until you get
Well,
on the road?
First of all, what are we 100% wanting to do? Are we all wanting to go on this little side quest with Darrow until we can't go with him, or is Darrow heading off on his own, or are we just going to ask her about hiring different people?
Well, I think we should investigate whether we can hire somebody to replace us with Elise anyway. We don't know whether Darrow can find an access down. We don't know whether he can persuade them to let the rest of us down with him, and we don't know how long it'll take to get to Rockholm through that access. So there's an awful lot we don't know, but we do need to talk to Elise and see whether she can hire somebody else to take her. Because we can always just say, we won't. You can forget our pay up till now. We just have somewhere urgent we need to go, and you can use that 2,000 to hire people to take you the rest of the way. We've got you as far as Stonehaven, because we're not going to slow down going to Stonehaven.
Oh, so are you going to wait until you get to Stonehaven to say this then? Is that what you're saying, David?
Well, if we talk to her on the way and explain, to first of all find out whether she's willing to accept it or not.
Yeah.
We'll take her to Stonehaven anyway, because we're not going to go any faster by ourselves.
Yeah. You can't deviate anyway.
So we're happy to accompany her. Right, so we'll accompany her to Stonehaven.
And then that would give her 4 days to find guards to take her the rest of the way.
Yeah, in a bigger city.
Yeah, in the second biggest city on the island. And if we're willing to give up our pay so far, that gives her 2,000 gold to hire guards to take her that last distance, which should be perfectly okay. I mean, we can offer to give up some of our pay, if not all of it, but
do we? I think we do. I think we just negate the pay completely, because I feel like we have to go and do this. Do I tell her, is Darrow happy for me to say that it's a church emergency, or do they want me to keep that quiet, or would I be better off saying that Elise's church has an emergency? Eleonora, sorry.
Yeah. We always we all do it. We confuse Elise and Eleanor every day. I've done it today.
If I say to her that we've had this urgent matter from the Church of Barrackthram, it's Eleonora's church. She's on this mission. She feels like she has this calling, and I just don't mention Darrow too much at all. She might be more inclined.
I wouldn't lie to her. I wouldn't lie to her.
Just about to say I'm not lying though, am I?
Yes, you are.
Nah,
you're saying Elise. You're saying Eleonora's feeling the call.
She is feeling the call. She told us that. She said
to follow Darrow.
Yeah.
To follow Darrow.
She's got. Yeah, but what she said. Listen, she only needs to know what she needs to know.
Check how much Eleonora's prepared to allow her religion to be used.
It's the same religion, guys.
Check Eleanor's alignment.
Yeah, see, what is she? I don't have her
Lawful
sheet.
good, I believe.
Lawful good.
Oh, well, you're going to say no. I tell you what, I'm just going to have a private conversation with Elise.
Oh, well, there we go.
Okay, she's going to blow it.
How long is it before we're leaving?
Well, so I said you had 2 hours, you came back and had another big meal.
Yep.
I thought you said we used an hour and then had another bit.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's leaving time, just about.
Yep.
I thought it was 3 hours.
I used an hour shopping, you've used an hour eating. Okay, you've got an hour left, yeah, sorry.
Well, but Darrow's been telling us about his dream, and we've been talking about what we wanted
to go and ask the brothers if they know of the route.
Ooh. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. So let's say you've got 45 minutes left. You've been sitting here chatting for 15 minutes. At least plans on leaving in about 45 minutes. So you want to head back across town?
The brothers or I want to head across town. In fact,
let's pull that map up, boys.
What's nearer, the brothers or the temple?
The brothers. Just, I think.
So we'll head to the brothers first.
So you are here. The Battle Brothers shop, 640 metres. To the Temple of Moradin, 970 metres.
Yeah, it isn't far. It isn't much of a diversion going to the Battle Brothers, and then it's a simple thing on to the temple.
Yeah. Wait, are you going to both?
If
Well,
I can.
I'm going to suggest that we all wait outside while Darrow goes and talks to them, because it's going to be a private conversation.
Well, if your conversations aren't long, you've got time to do both and get back in 45 minutes. It's not a big town. Like you saw, I pulled it out. It's like
If
less than a
people were,
kilometre.
if someone wanted to do a preliminary discussion with the temple to see if the high priest was available to speak to me.
Oh, okay. While you go to the Battle Brothers and speak to them, you're going to get someone go back to the temple, those guys you made friends with, and see if the high priest is going to have a word with you about dwarven priestly matters.
Eleonora is a cleric. Perhaps we should get her to go and speak to them.
Yep. Have the preliminary word to say that Darrow's coming about dwarven clericy matters.
Yes.
Okay. So that's a part of the plan then. Eleanor's going to go to the temple first.
I will escort her because I've been healed by the High Priest, so I can vouch for Darrow wanting to talk to him. He's talking to the Battle Brothers first, and he's coming here to talk to you.
You haven't been before though, Sneaky Nick. You didn't go with... Because you went away with Kiara last night, didn't you? Before
I was at the Temple of Moradin.
Yeah, we were at the ceremony with the moon and all that. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Because you had the ceremony outside the Temple of Moradin to cure you of lycanthropy, if you had it. That's right.
Exactly.
So you have both been to the temple before, okay. So Snaky Rook's going with Eleanor to the temple to tell them that Darrow's coming.
Yeah, I'm going with Eleanor as well.
Going with Eleanor as well. Kiara, what are you doing?
I'll help start loading up the wagons, and I'll go help Elise strap up her wagon.
So you're still here at the Gilded Griffin?
Yeah. See what kind
right,
of... Yeah, I'll just stick around, but I'm doing that because I'm going to try and suss out like what kind of mood she's in, what... Do you know what I mean?
Well, there you go, folks. I can easily move everybody to where they are, yeah?
Okay, so the brothers first, because that's...
It would happen first, yes.
Yes.
You would get there first. Okay, so Darrow, you walk back into the store. Fargrim and Ogrim Battlehammer look really pleased to see you. I hope you're not back for a refund on that axe, big man.
No, I'd like a word in confidence.
Oh, of course. And I'll give you a not worried look, but a look like, oh, okay, sure. Come with me. And he gives you another look up and down, like, yeah, I trust this man. I'll take him into the back room of my shop, and he'll take you, like, there's a door behind the counter. Come through, it's okay, come in behind the counter, and he'll say, oh, right, and you go in, and there's an office. Sit down, Darrow. What is it that you need to take my counsel on, or?
I have had a dream from my god, which says that I should try to get to Rockholm without diversion. And the most direct route without diversion would be going from Stonehaven by the secret routes to Rockholm, but I do not know those secret routes.
And you do not... okay, yes, and only the dwarves of Rockholm. And it's not even... I mean, this guy's a dwarf, so he knows. He's like, the dwarves of Rockholm don't even open it to go out that way. You're not going to get in that way, are you? Because remember, this a dwarf you're talking to, he knows as well as you do. He's older than you, in fact, twice your age.
Yeah, that's why that's what I've come, is to ask you if you knew of the route, or who to ask in Stonehaven.
Well, it's real, you know. There was a Castle Dragon's Watch. There was an old road down there that'll take you down to the Gold Road, and it's real, you know. These treasure hunters and adventurers, they never found it, but it is down there. They're all just looking for treasure and adventure, but down there is a secret road as well.
Yeah.
And his eyes light up like, Darrow, you must find it. You look at you with your big new axe. If any great adventurer can find that secret road, then it is you. Look at you. And he looks you up and down, and he's proud of you, wearing that big axe of his. Darrow, you must do it. It's adventure. Never mind the danger. Screw the danger, Darrow. Adventure. Isn't that what you are for? Isn't that what you're built for?
But I'm What I am for is to serve my god.
And does it serve your god to find that secret road?
But I have to think on the meaning of my dream. So the route you know is that way. I thank him.
Okay, he'll say, "Oh, you're most welcome, Darrow. Is there anything else that I can counsel you on today? Any more $7.5 grand weapons I can sell you? I've got this lovely plate of armour of fear up here on the wall, dwarf size."
I have my magical filled plate.
He'll do it. He goes in and shows you a trick, Darrow, while you're in his shop. So there's a human size, this field plate armour. It's human size, and he goes up behind it, and it's like he's just pulling out like a little ribbon from something. But he pulls out this strip of metal, and it seems to like contract down like almost machine-like, and a bit goes like slides up inside the other bit, and suddenly it's dwarf size. Like it just shrunk down, and it didn't seem to be magical. It's like he pulled out this bit of metal, and it unlocked this mechanism, and it like shrunk down.
I haven't got time for this. Thank you.
Oh, Darrow's on the run. You doing an Irish goodbye almost?
Well, I've said that I haven't got
You're saying
time.
goodbye. Yeah, you've not got time for it. But anyway, It was a very fancy trick you saw. You just saw a magical human-sized armour shrink down to dwarf-sized.
Unless it was extremely quick, I wouldn't have waited. I would have made my...
Oh, so you seen him pulling out the bit of metal, you're like, it's okay, I don't have time for it. You didn't even see it. That's funny.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
Right.
So 2 minutes later, you get to the Temple of Moradin. Now, before that, Eleonora will arrive at the Temple of Moradin with Sninkinuk and Andy McCarr. Guys.
Okay. I will... is there a priest on the entrance to the temple?
Somebody will answer the door anyway, or the door will be open. It's daytime. Door will be open. There'll be somebody nearby. There'll be people in the church praying. So there'll be somebody quick.
Okay. If there's an acolyte nearby, then I will go over with these two and kind of bow politely and explain that I am part of the company of Darrow, the hero of Barakthram, who was here speaking to the High Priest last night, and he is coming to see the High Priest if the High Priest is available, and he asked us to come and make him aware he had something urgent to talk to him about.
Now, but David, before you say that to the person, right, those are the words you say, before you say that to the person, I want you to decide, right, are you saying it to the closest cleric of this church, the closest acolyte of this church, or are you deciding if it's human or dwarven? Because remember, this is a dwarven temple in a human town where the humans worship in the dwarven temple. So a lot of the clerics here are dwarven, a lot of them are human. Are you picking a dwarf or a human? Does it matter, or are you just going for the closest guy?
I'll try and see which I think is the most senior. I mean, if need be, I can ask Eleonora which one she thinks is the most senior.
The ones that we've got names for are Critic Hardankle. He was the guy that you met before. He was the dwarven guy. And remember the guy's name? What was it? Something Goldhammer.
It was Goldhammer, I think, was the High Priest, wasn't he?
He's the High Priest, yeah. And now you were quite friendly with him. You had a good... Do you want to go looking for him, or do you want to ask for the audience with him?
Well,
his name was Endrin. Sorry.
Endrin Goldhammer.
Well, if he's present in the temple, then I think we would approach and wait for him to recognise us, then ask to speak with him. If he's not present in the temple, then I think we'd speak to the most senior priest there that we could find.
Yep.
And ask for him.
Let's say he's there and he can be found within a couple of minutes for you.
Ah, right.
Yep. He's there, and if you want him, he can be grabbed within a couple of minutes for you, okay?
Okay, I in that case, we'll approach. I will kind of bow politely again, remind him that I'm part of the company of Darrow, hero of Barakthram, and that Darrow wishes to speak to him urgently on a religious matter. He's visiting the Battle Brothers on the same matter at the moment, and he hopes to be able to speak to the High Priest very, very soon. Would he be available to speak to Darrow, please?
Of course.
Again?
Did you say it was on Dwarven matters?
I believe it's yes to do with a dream from his god.
Oh, Dwarven God matters, of course. I will always have time for not only Darrow, but for all of his company, and looks round the three of you. Oh, where is the half-elf? Where is the young lady?
I believe Kiara is attending to other things for our employer.
Ah, what a shame. Okay. Well, anyway, yes, of course. I've always got time for Darrow, and yes, I mean, do you know when he's coming?
We expect him imminently. He was rushing to see the Battle Brothers, then he was going to rush here to see you.
And then shuffle in the door. Darrow.
I told you shouldn't have been wearing that armour.
Because if he's literally a couple of minutes behind, he did not fuck around in the Battle Brothers. So there you go.
Nope.
Darrow, you are now here also.
I stepped back and kind of cleared the space up to the high priest.
Once I remembered to press the control button.
That's you getting your breath back. That's you getting your breath back for not remembering to do the push to talk for a minute. That's Darrow getting his breath back anyway, so I'll give you some roleplay bonus for that, mate. It's a nice touch.
Then I bow to him and say I should so somewhere where we cannot be overheard, or if possible.
Of course. Now, what's the word for office in a church? what's
sacristy?
You tell me. So the
sacristy is where they kind of robe for services, etc.
Okay, there you go. See,
sorry, no, that's the vestry, isn't it?
Whatever the head priest's office is, I'm not a church going.
His office.
I don't know much about churches. Yeah, right. So the head priest's office, right?
It's a vestry.
Yeah.
Is it a vestry? Right, there you go. Thank you, guys. I'm not. You know me, I'm not Mr. Thesaurus. I don't know all these words, but head priest's office. He'll take you in there, Darrow. So it's just you and Endrin Goldhammer now, okay?
So I explain my dream.
Oh, okay.
And I say the most direct route would be to find a way from Stonehaven to Rockholm.
Ah, the old road.
And
no one's seen the old road in 50 years though, at least. No, it's more actually, because that castle's an old ruin. Sorry, I forget to say that. No one's seen the old road in 100 years.
Okay, so no one's gone either way.
No, so he's not talking about the old. So right, sorry. If I say the old road, then I guess he would be talking about the one that the dwarves have that's closed. So he wouldn't say the old road. He's saying, if he was talking about the old roads, he'd say, you wouldn't have much chance of getting the old road open. They've not opened that for anyone for a long time.
Yeah.
But what about that hidden, what about that secret road they talk about? That's what I meant. He's like, the secret road, you mean? In Castle Dragon's Watch, the old secret road, yes, that would be your only chance, that's right. Your most direct chance.
And the problem is that
many an adventurer died in the depths of the dungeons of Castle Dragon's Watch.
The problem is that we have no special powers against undead.
Oh. You don't? And this priest of Moradin looks you up and down like, the priest of Barrackthorn does not cast turn undead like most priests, no?
Well, out of character, if I've got it wrong, Ryan, you will tell me, won't you?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So you don't have it. A cleric and a priest of Barrackthorn doesn't have turn undead. What you have instead is, at first level, you had Barrackthorn's Blessing. Eleonora has it the same. At level 6, I've given you it. We said level 5 originally, but I changed it to 6. I want you to give it every 5 levels, so 1st, 6th, 11th, 16th. You got the whole giant ability, and it is an innate ability. It's casting time of 1 again, and you got that at level 6, and you're going to get another one at 11 and another one at 16, and if you ever make it to 21, I don't think you can actually. I think your levels are limited to less than that. But yeah, you'll get another one, and it'll obviously be a lot bigger the next one. And that's what you get in place of it. You explain that your granted power is in place of turn undead.
Yes.
Now, in the Legend of Barak Thram, in the Holy War 50 years ago, the Continent's War, the Gods' War, it's got its many names. There was no undead involved. It was giants, and it was trolls, and it was ogres, and it was the orcs, and it was the goblins, and it was the hobgoblins, and the gnolls, and the kobolds, and all the evil monstrous races, and many, many, many different races. And there was gods involved, and there was even demons involved, but it wasn't an undead thing, and it never was. There was no, like, there may have been the odd necromancer with a skeleton army or whatever used, but it was never like a...
Yeah.
And so Barak Thram, being a new god, built in this battle of the Gods' War 50 years ago, his skill set never involved, like when he was a warrior who became a god, he never turned an undead, this man, he never did anything against it, this dwarf, he never turned an undead in his life. So when he became a god, his clerics, they'd have no knowledge of turn undead, because he had no knowledge of turn undead. It's never been a part of his life.
So I explain this. And I can go over the wording of the dream.
You're going to go over the wording of the dream with him, so you'll tell him that your God came to you in a dream in the form of your father, called you my son, and said it is almost time for you to fulfill your destiny, but you must not delay and you must not stray. And
it's the question is what stray means. So it's going to this undead castle straying or not?
That's up to you to interpret, isn't it? Didn't say any more or less words that are in the dream. Anything or repeat or recite will be the same words over and over again. They didn't say that going that way would be straying or going one way would be delaying. Just said do not stray and do not delay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so it's not clear.
Is this path, this road, the secret road from the castle, would it have been the original road?
It'd be a road from that castle to Rockholm.
Yeah.
So originally there would have been more roads up,
Right. But pretend it's real. Say it's real and it's there. Would it have been the original road?
No, it'd be a little shoot off of the Gold Road.
But is it older than that? No.
No, the Gold Road's like thousands of years
The
old.
Gold Road is the road.
But this one would be old like that, though. Yeah, it's one of the old underground roads, and they took it up to the castle because these castles are from an old civilization that's gone. Remember, they're all ruins, all these ruins in the mountains. So this is an old, long gone civilization. So imagine there was a civilization here 200 years ago or 100 years ago or whatever, right? If it's humans, or maybe more, a couple of hundred, and these castles are ruins now.
So I have another question.
Yeah.
Which is, well, obviously I shall have to pray for guidance on the way. If you're unsure, if you can have no great opinion on the meaning of which way to interpret.
Well, let's say for timeline purposes, the old road, what we're calling the old road then, that's the one from Rockholm to Stonehaven, has not been opened in the 50 years since the Gods' War. So to put it in timeline perspective, that road's not been opened since that major event.
Which is the road from, you said the one from Rockholm to Stonehaven.
Yeah, that's the one that the dwarves could open if they wanted, the one where there is a road there and it's known, but they keep it closed. It's been closed for 50 years. But there's another one. Because along the Gold Road, there's more roads up to where there used to be, because there's been civilizations here for over 1,000 years, because the dwarfs have been here for that long. So they've outlived the humans that have come and gone. So they used to have better relations with previous generations of humans or whatever, and they used to have more roads up to the top. So one of the old ones apparently is at Castle Dragon's Watch.
Yeah, so basically there's a chance I shall have to pray on the way. But this is a big temple. Are we able to buy some holy water?
You want to buy some holy water now, Darrow? I want to remind you about an amazing spell you've used before a long time ago, augury.
Which unfortunately only has a half hour.
Yeah, but isn't augury ask one question thing?
But it's a short term. It's for something, I think it's a half hour time frame.
No, but isn't it like if no? It's you ask a question, something like, or does it have to be half an hour before you do the action? Does it?
Yes.
Ah, right. Because you can say like, would it wheel me or would it? What's it? What is it? It's help or whatever. But it says it in old-fashioned words. But will it help me or will it hurt me to do this? You can
Shall
ask
I
that.
click on the spell on my character sheet so it comes up?
Hang on, I'll bring the thing up on my screen then. So. The priest casting an augury spell seeks to divine whether an action in the immediate future, within 1/2 hour, will benefit or harm the party. For example, if a party is considering the destruction of a weird seal that closes a portal, blah blah blah, right? So you would have to be half an hour away from doing something and then decide, is it going to be good to do this or not? So, is it going to be good to go to the castle and look for the road? You need to be half an hour away from the castle, right?
Yes, but it would only be what's likely to happen in the next half hour. So, if there was a massive great troll with a +1 sphere or whatever just inside the gate,
so it's going to take you more than half an hour to find your way to this road when you go into a castle ruins. So that's not going to work outside of the castle, is it?
Depends. Darrow, could you kind of call on your god for this miracle? In terms of, would it be weal or woe in terms of diversion from my route to go up to the castle?
Can you not just say
when you divert from the route?
Yes, because if you say, if we go up to the castle, we would continue on to Rockholm through that temporary road, would that be weal or woe for following my dream?
I think you're on it there. I think that would be how to cast it. So
because if you say, so it's not just the next half hour. If we go up to the castle, we will continue all the way. We won't come back again. So would that be weal or woe in terms of my dream?
So what you're saying is you would want to cast it when the road splits off to go to that ruin.
Exactly.
Okay. I would say that that would be your best chance of it working. Yes. Because
your god has sent you a dream, Darrow, and he obviously wishes you to fulfill your destiny, or believes that you should fulfill your destiny, and two people have suggested you find this road, both of whom are knowledgeable about dwarven matters, but at the end of the day, it's your god who knows best. At least that's what my gnome kind of priests tell me. What do you think, boss?
By the way, you've been like in character roleplay chatting for a good 10-15 minutes, like.
So I'll consider trying that, and because the answer may be because we don't know the answer, then I will ask about the availability of holy water.
Yes.
He would say, how many empty bottles have you
got? We can always go to the alchemist and buy some empty bottles.
I was just going to say, how many healing potions have we used? Because we drank a few, I probably would have kept the bottles.
Well, he would call for half a dozen. In fact, no, bigger town, bigger church, he'll call for a dozen and have a dozen ready and corked up, ready to go. But see, if you've got any more empty bottles, I can sort it out.
So,
I'll say a dozen, you can give out straight off the bat a dozen.
Yeah.
And he's just give you them. He's not interested in selling them. For Darrow's holy quest, he's just going to give you them.
So Kiara isn't there, is she?
Yeah, no, Kiara's not there.
No.
So the alchemist is close by. So someone with longer legs.
Could run to the alchemist.
Sizest joke, I don't know.
You mean somebody who's getting very bored of waiting around while you just come up with endless plans?
Yes, go and see if the alchemist will.
Yes. These elves have short attention spans.
Oh dear. Well, I suppose it's better than hanging around here while you talk endlessly.
I hand you 100 gold pieces to go and buy some empty bottles.
Oh, you're gonna get a lot of empty bottles.
Bring me the receipt and the change.
Well, let's say an alchemist's gonna have a lot of empty bottles.
Yes.
But they're not gonna have that many to spare to sell you. They'll use them and reuse them. So let's say you can get a crate of 24 empty bottles. You don't have that many spare lying around. But you can get a crate of 24 empty glass bottles for... Glass is expensive in medieval settings, so how much is that going to cost? If you got a handful of gold still just, not like loads of money you just have to worry about. Somebody work that out in between sessions, how much that costs then.
Okay.
You can get 24 empty glass bottles, no bother.
So we end up with 36.
Are they glass? No, they'll be more clay or...
They're not
going to be that expensive. Either way, it's not going to cost a lot.
Earthenware.
Yeah. Well, whatever holy water ones, you want ones that are going to break when you throw them anyway.
Yes. So we've got about 3 dozen holy waters.
Yeah.
Well, we're going equipped.
Yeah.
We can't turn the buggers, but...
But we can certainly wash them.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll add 36 holy water to the 4 we already have.
There you go. So you've got 40 holy waters.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter if you can't turn undead. You could build a hose contraption, find some gnome tinkerer to build you like a hose. Bust them like a minigun.
Okay, well, we need to get back to the Golden Griffin boss. I bow politely and thank the High Priest for assisting the boss in his holy quest. But we've got to go.
I thank the High Priest, etc.
High Priest Endrin Goldhammer will thank you for your presence in the town and for what you did when you first came here, for bringing those poor men to us. We really appreciate you and your time in the town. You're a great hero, Darrow. Great acts in your company of the burning staff, and it gives you a wink. Yeah, we've heard about you. You're good people.
Company of the burning staff.
I know we've never actually been called that. It's just what the campaign's called. It's the campaign world's name. So he wouldn't say that. You need a company name actually. There you go then. Soon as that's not your company name. So right there you go. So you guys are like your highest level 7 now. You've got a reputation in this land. So what is the name when people talk about you?
Oh, Darrow's party.
Yeah. Don't expect Darrow.
You don't have a cool name for the group yet. Maybe that'll come at like level 10 or something, hopefully. But anyway, Darrow, you're gonna have to move your little dwarf legs because Eleanor's leaving. Elise is leaving in 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, we're returning.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get going.
Shuffle.
Let's get on the road.
On the road again.
And Dave's no doubt recorded we have 3 dozen holy water.
Yes, I've increased the number of holy water on the party loot list to...
Now, are you keeping the crate? Because you've got a whole... In fact, the guy will say, because you had plenty of money, you can have an empty crate from the alchemist as well. So you've got two crates full of bottles of holy water. There you go.
Do you realise how valuable that crate is?
Mm-hmm.
We've got some empty milk crates at home, and those can be used for absolutely everything. You can stand on them. You can put stuff on them. That's an item of extreme usefulness. Anyway, on with the journey. By
crate, I just mean a little wooden box that's got slats and like ups and down slats, so you've got little slots to fit a bottle in each. You know what I mean?
Okay. So it'll hold the weight of a gnome, but not a dwarf. Righto.
If you turn it upside down, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
It's not like the sturdiest of thing. It's just made of thin wood. Even like the bits in between will even be plywood. It's just to separate the bottles so they don't hit each other when it's moving around.
Yeah, so it might hold a gnome, but it will not hold a dwarf in fill plate.
No.
And at the present moment, it's holding 24 bottles. So we will keep it in there for protection.
24 bottles of useful stuff.
Yep.
What is the value of holy water? It's quite valuable, isn't it? You just got loads for free.
Something like 5.
It's what?
Something like 25.
Oh, it's not that much. It wouldn't have been much
Tis.
for you to buy all that.
Holy item, brackets, symbol, water, etc. 25 gold
25.
pieces.
So that still would have been a few hundred gold, like...
Yes.
We've been very generous with you, but you guys have a reputation now. We'll need to work on a name.
Yeah. What sort of reputation? Anyway, come on. We've got Elise to catch.
Should be mostly good, surely. We remember what you've done. You catch up with Elise at the tavern. Do we want to change the tavern map, or do you want to hit the road map?
Hit the road.
Right.
We don't want to annoy the elves anymore.
Okay.
Yes, the open road. Hello birds, hello trees, hello sky.
Birds where? He
I'll
looks
drop you guys on the on the world map just now, but I'm gonna have a look at a little map. Make sure it's ready. It's one of the road maps. So I'm gonna put you on this map in a second because a couple of hours up the road you come across something on the road. A quite obvious in we say encounter, but there's someone like doing something with someone in the road, and there's something going on. So you're gonna have to we're gonna have to stop and check this out because it's right on the road, and you're right up in the mountain road now. So it's in plain view. There's not much room around. I mean, you see some little goblins, and you've not seen goblins for a long time. Let me move you guys. You see some goblins and a bear. It's almost deja vu actually.
Goblins and a bear.
Yeah. Okay. So the bear actually, right, you'll need to roll initiative because there's no surprise here. They see you, they know you're there, but they're still fucking around with this bear or whatever. But the bear, Charlemagne, that's another bear. Charlemagne's he is gonna act. He's not waiting for your instruction here. Charlemagne will instinctively go and try to save that bear. So, if you wait a second while we pull it up, we can all roll some initiatives.
Are we going to be actually fighting?
Oh, I doubt. You might get one round of combat tonight if you're lucky. It's 10:41. We can roll initiative tonight.
I don't want one. I don't want one. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, it's 10:41. We won't even have a round of combat. Yeah, but you can roll your initiatives tonight. Here's your encounter. You can happily roll your initiatives tonight if you want to.
Yeah. That's kind of what I was hoping we were doing, was rolling initiative, and then going to be like, right, boom, that's just ready for next.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
But that's just me.
No, it will be, because it takes a long time to roll initiative and everything, so there's no point waiting to do all that at the start of another week. We'll get that done, and we can start in...
Yeah, we need to roll something tonight too, because we've not, so...
Give me 2 seconds.
I'm thinking I probably haven't got a line of sight or the distance for a sleep, have I? I'm a bit too far back.
I'm just moving stuff around on my screen, bear with me a second.
What is that though? 4 goblins and a bear?
Yeah.
Is there 4 of them?
Yeah, it's not exactly a terrible threat.
Unless there's any uphill that way.
Yeah, they might be up on the cliffs either side in ambush.
Well, this is why I'm thinking. Let's not waste the good stuff just now on these little shitty goblins. Let's just kill them.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
There could be some. I
can kill 4 goblins in 1 minute.
There's loads of old ones.
Sorry, I think I had the wrong token.
Yeah, it's alright.
Clicked.
Let's delete all these.
I think I will not bother with the spell. I'll roll from initiative with my weapon because I'm more inclined just to run forward and, well, I don't know. If it looks like I need to, I'll run forward. But
yeah, this map looks to be, this looks to be all proportioned out. So you can measure how far away they are. They are 120 feet from like a list from the front of the party. They're 100 feet from Kiara when we roll initiative, right? When the bears decided he's fucking doing something here. Okay?
Yeah, I'll do.
And we'll roll initiative and then we'll call it a night.
Sweet.
Yep.
Okay.
Perfect. I like it when we finish on initiative, though. It feels round.
Yeah.
Like finished off.
I can even pull up the goblin and bear sheet and roll some initiative. No,
I've got the bear sheet open.
No, I mean this bear. So the bear and the goblins, I'll roll initiative for them in between. Or at the start of next week. I just want you guys for now, okay?
Did that work?
It's much more interesting than doing all that planning. Just go and fight some goblins.
Yeah, I'll let you guys roll your initiative at the end of this week, and I'll roll theirs at the start of next week. Or before it, maybe.
What's over the thing?
So there won't be an exciting finish tonight. You've got your encounter, and then we're going to roll one round of initiative, and it'll be a bit of an anticlimax, but it means we'll be ready to go for the action next time.
I like it. I do like it when we finish on initiative. I feel like it feels like it's a good place to finish.
I need to turn. What did you roll? 7. Nice roll. Nah, I suppose it's not actually. You've got +1.
I didn't have her clicked.
Yeah, sorry, I can add it. Snake Nook, what are you doing? Do I need to add any seconds or anything? Probably not.
I'm using my short composite.
Oh, boy,
so
you do get 2 with that, don't you? If you're sitting still.
So
we'll take one in case you sit still. Yeah.
Yeah.
Add turn. What's the speed of a short composite short bow? Or your one? Anyway?
6.
So you get your seconds.
I'll be on 10 and 16.
I've added it. Oh, I've added one for Darrow. I didn't mean to. It was you was trying to click. You're back here. Yeah, turn Darrow's rolled a 12. What do you say on 10 and 16?
10 and 16, yes.
So, Kiara, what are you using? What did you roll for a dart? So you get.
My dart's +1.
So you're going 7, 8, and 9. Is your initiative speed 1 on the darts? Wow.
You're using your magic darts up against goblins.
Yeah.
They're slaughtering a bear. Love it.
Of course.
Have you got +1 darts?
My money's on the bear.
I've got 4 +1 darts.
Yes.
Bit long range to darts.
Yeah, you have to get close before you use them. But anyway, that's what you're rolling for. That's cool.
Oh, she can run. She can ride forward and throw the darts.
Yep, you go in 8 and 9. She's on a horse. That is correct.
It's a bit long range for Darrow's hammer, but I don't think he's going to be in striking range. This.
It's long range for my bow.
So everybody rolled? Can't be.
I think so. I did.
Got Eleanor to roll for. Artan is done. No?
Artan isn't done. Do you want me to roll for Artan?
Yeah. It's Eleanor's guard. He'll be, if you guys are fighting on the road, that's his job as well.
And Eleanor, how bad is Eleanor? Well, we'll find out how bad Eleanor is during this.
Did she have some of my tea?
Yeah, she would have had some. She's feeling better, let's say. Let's see what she rolls for initiative.
Right, so, shall I roll initiative for Eleonora?
Yeah, go for it, Trevor.
What's she going to use? Just her sword, I guess?
Has she got a missile weapon?
Hang on, I'll have a look. No.
Well, that leaves the sword, because unless we find out that there's a lot more goblins, it's not worth a spell.
Nah, I feel like she should grab her sword for what we see.
Yeah, let's go for the sword for now. So,
I'll
find her on the map.
She's in the front wagon at the back.
Aye. got an armor class of -3. If you're watching the used other editions, that's 23.
Hi.
Because it is, it's 10 plus 3.
Alright.
I believe we have a full team.
And I think.
Oh, look at that as well. When you do the ascending, it puts people that are on the same. It randomises. So Charlemagne and Kiara, who are both on 7, it randomises. Anna Bakar and Kiara 7 and 8, 2 8s. It randomises. So look who goes first in the combat. Isn't that nice and fitting?
Oh, it's good. That's good.
The bear's like this for the first time. This smart bear that waits for instruction, does what he's told, and holds his action, and all this clever stuff.
Charging
He's
ahead.
like, he sees what's going on, and he just fucking leaps on ahead. So I guess that's where we'll start it next week, next fortnight.
Mhm.